In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hi, everybody. Good evening and welcome. I changed shirts just for you. And I did the hair part thing that you asked me to do. You know, this idea that I don't listen to people, this idea that I don't listen to my audience. I mean, my audience are the paying customers. My audience are the people that keep the fucking lights on in this place. My audience are the people who are going to fill up Stonies for the whole goddamn day on Saturday. And we're going to, have a few foursomes. Wait, that Sunday, I got to speak better. Sunday, we're going to get a bunch of foursomes together. We're going to go golfing, and I'm going to give some people some money. That's who I have to listen to, is the paying customer. And you guys said this morning, Aaron, why don't you try parting that thing over? So I'm parting the thing over. We're going to see how it goes. Miss Tay thought I looked handsome. She thought, and I think it was Rebecca who said that steel toe looking like this will always be sexy. So I appreciate that. And that's who I'm dressing up for this evening. We have a great show for you. I'm very excited. Hunter Biden is back. Hunter's back, and he's talking about crack and all that stuff. We got some Hunter stuff tonight. And then we saved other Hunter stuff for tomorrow. Then, I haven't heard anyone, I didn't see anything on social media today about anyone accusing me of this death, so I'm guessing we haven't talked about Malcolm Jamal Warner at all on the show lately. Theo Huxtable from the Cosby Show. To prove to you that there is no intervention, there's a God, but that maybe there's no divine intervention. Malcolm Jamal Warner was outlived by Bill Cosby, and that's either Theo had some crazy skeletons in his closet and there was a cosmic punishment to all this, or it's all just random chance and cholesterol. No, it wasn't a heart thing. He drowned. He was on vacation in Costa Rica and he couldn't swim or something. He got caught in the undertow, caught in the undertow. And he drowned, and he died. He was like 56 years old. Let's play that real quick, then we'll get to you guys. And then again, it's going to be a busy show tonight with lots to talk about. We'll get to you guys in the chat. It's a lower goal. The morning guys went over for you today. It took them forever. They did their thing where they waited. Literally, MSO said they waited till the last possible second. But they knocked it out, and they went over. So kudos. Thank you to the morning crowd. They went about $40 over. You guys are 160 for tonight, but this is what we've got for the Malcolm Jamal Warner deal.
And we do have some breaking news to report, and it's extremely sad. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the actor most famous for his role as Bill Cosby's son, Theodore Huxtable, on the NBC hit sitcom The Cosby Show in the 80s and early.
So we're just saying Bill Cosby again. That's interesting. We're just saying Bill Cosby. Look at that girl's grip on Bill's hand, and look at her face as she holds Bill's hand. Look at how nervous Raven Simone is. I wonder how many people knew. I wonder if Felicia Rashad knew. By the way, wasn't Felicia Rashad the second wife on the Cosby Show? Wasn't there another wife and they just moved her into the role? Or was that another thing with Felicia Rashad? I don't know. There was a thing where like she came in like season 2 and took over. Yeah, because no, there were 2 Aunt Vivs. Was Felicia Rashad Aunt Viv too? On Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Goddamn if I can't remember. There were 2 Aunt Vivs, not 2 Mrs. Huxtable, Claire Huxtables on the Cosby Show. But now that we know about Bill Cosby, what we know about Bill Cosby, I wonder if any of this was, you know, secret hostility or discomfort.
90s has died. Police say he drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday while vacationing with his family. Warner was born in New Jersey and raised.
You talk about going from like the greatest feeling in the world of like, I've got this shit down. Like I've got it. I had a great career. I'm enjoying my time with my family. I'm off the coast of Costa Rica. I'm just off the coast of a country. And then you drown. Like that's the ultimate like up here, down low moment.
Raised by his mother, who enrolled him in acting school. His role on The Cosby Show earned him an Emmy nomination in 1986. And then after The Cosby Show, Warner went on to direct and produce multiple television shows while playing music and writing poetry. Malcolm Jamal Warner was 54 years.
54. Drowning in Costa Rica. You know, this made me think like they said he got an Emmy nomination, and I don't know, this is just where my brain goes. I don't know why I think this way, but like it made me, I've been watching a lot of Law and Order SVU lately, and it's made me think like, I think like poor Ice-T has been doing that show for like 25 years, and I don't think he's ever been nominated for an Emmy. Ice-T Emmy nomination. Ice-T has been nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award once for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series for his role as Detective Odafin Tutuola on Special Victims Unit in 2004. He did not win. God damn, man. How about Christopher Maloney? Christopher Maloney ever get one? Is he an Emmy guy? Nominated for one for lead actor in SVU, and he lost. God damn, man. Nobody on SVU gets any love. Wait a minute. I have an idea. Mariska Hargitay, Emmy. I'm going to guess she's got at least 3. Holy fuck. 8 consecutive Emmy nominations for Outstanding Actress in a Drama with a win in 2006. She also got a Golden Globe in 2005. So she's got a couple. She has received several awards, including a Primetime Emmy Award, a Golden Globe Award, 2 People's Choice Awards, and an MTV. Man, poor Ice-T can't get shit. Poor Christopher Maloney can't get a goddamn thing. Here Mariska Hargitay's swimming in awards. Son of a bitch. I ain't even going to check if Belzer got one. You know Belzer didn't get one. Taste Ferry Ialto, he got Shad Gaspard. Wow, a Crime Time reference. Damn. Rex Start parody account says Theo dies and it's somehow SVU Emmys. That's how I go. That's the way. That's why you love this show. It kind of just bounces around until it lands on something. What do you want me to say about Malcolm Jamal Warner? He had like, he hasn't been around for decades. You know, the last time, Numero Uno says, how the fuck did we get to Googling Ice-T from this? All roads lead to whatever I'm watching at the time. Just be grateful I had the self-discipline not to get to Ray Fiennes somehow from all this. But Theo, like, last time I saw Theo, honestly, was, Dexter. He was in an episode of Dexter. Remember when Rita was about to lose her kids to Paul because she cracked him in the fucking head with a baseball bat? Malcolm Jamal Warner was her lawyer, who Dexter got from Miami Metro to help her out. That's the last time I saw Malcolm Jamal Warner. That's it. So he wasn't really doing much. So you can give me shit for like, how did we get to SVU? How did we get to Ice-T and all that? What else am I going to talk about? Do you want me to talk like this and say that they're putting pop in Theo's Costa Rican mud hole? Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do Bill Cosby molested Malcolm Jamal Warner jokes for two reasons. One, Bill did girls. Two, they were of age. So I'm not going to. Bill drugged them. Bill was an I drugged women kind of a guy. And do we have to go back to saying allegedly? Because didn't his conviction get thrown out? Didn't the only conviction they got on Bill they had to let him out of jail and say and cut him loose? God damn. So in that case, like Bill, I think we got to go back to allegedly for Bill Cosby and the fucking, graping thing. Shit, how many accusations was it? Like 60? I think he got up to 60 accusations from women. 60 accusations. Thank you, Vidam, for the $1. No update, buddy. I got other shit I got to take care of first. Thank you. Eric Cartman says, Aaron rocking his Uncle Adolph's hairstyle. Well, they wanted me to try something different today. And I tried something different. During the morning show today, we tried some different things, and I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Flagrant Vagrant says, I wish Bill had molested me. Well, hashtag goals. Hashtag goals. I wish, write that shit down. Someone actually wrote into tonight's show, I wish Bill Cosby had molested me. Look, Bill's got fans still. Bill's got fans. So, yes, Malcolm Jamal Warner talk today did eventually get into SVU. All right, fine. You want me to go all the way? Does Ray... How about people who have been snubbed for awards? Number one, we got Malcolm Jamal Warner, got nominated for an Emmy, never got one. Ice-T, Christopher Maloney. How about, has Ray Fiennes ever won an Oscar? Ray Fiennes Oscars. Academy Award. Okay, nominations or wins. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at Academy Awards. Who gives a shit about the other ones? He got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in Schindler's List. He was, wasn't he Amon Gert? Wasn't that who he was in Schindler's List? That was the bad guy, right? Fucking nasty dude. He did a great job in that. And then 1996, he got nominated for The Enclave, for The English Patient, and then The Conclave in 2024. Is that the Pope movie? About picking a new pope? And they said that like when the last pope died, this is wild. So this pope that died recently. Oh, thank you, Adam. We'll get you. Adam just claimed his VIP tickets via email just now for the anniversary show Saturday. Thank you, buddy. We'll get you are good to go. You're all set. Show up. Have a great time. Keep picking up those tickets. Keep claiming your VIPs because we are over half sold. We have about 30 to 40 tickets left for the anniversary show. So pick those up as soon as you can, eventbrite.com. When the Pope died and they needed to pick a new Pope, they had like the College of Cardinals had to watch Conclave, which is a Hollywood movie about picking a new Pope. It was like their how-to. Unreal. They had to go watch a Hollywood movie. They had to go watch a bunch of other grapists tell the other grapists how to pick their new grapist. Isn't that something? Vidam with $1 says, any updates on the golf tournament and the comedy shows? I look forward to getting drunk with my buddy Gino and getting some behind the bar from Crunchy and Kiki. Okay, this is getting out of hand. The whole like who's fucking who in a bathroom and who's fucking someone behind the bar. Keanu will not be having sex with anyone at the bar or in the bathroom or anywhere else. I don't believe Crunchy has given Vidam the okey doke on going behind the bar and, doing the deed. So, Vidam, I don't know how close to, what do you call them? How close to inconsensual, non-consensual this might be. Maybe pump the brakes until we hear a little more from Crunchy. Crunchy, if you're out there, Vidam's trying to fuck you behind the bar at Stoney's. Holler if you hear me. Numero uno says grapist. I believe it's called a sommelier. Oh, that's what we could call it. because YouTube won't let you use grown-up big boy words, we'll call it a sommelier. Perfect. Or a Somali. Taste Ferry Ialto says, Stoney's does have a spacious men's room. Guys, we're not having sex in the Stoney's bathroom. It's not happening. And no, Cheetos is not bringing he's not bringing Colombian Coca-Cola. There's not. I don't think they make Colombian Coca-Cola. The company only makes Mexican Coca-Cola, for God's sake. MSO says she's open to the parking lot. I heard nobody's. No, there is not finger bangings for everyone. That's it. We need to really do a good job of getting a lid on these rumors about the anniversary party, because you're going to have a lot of people there, a couple hundred coming in and out throughout the day. We can't have people thinking that you can just go finger popping people all over the place. My Lost Interest says bathrooms at Stoney's too small for Naked Twister. Well, it's a good thing we're not having Naked Twister then. Isn't it, My Lost Interest? Numero Uno says, now he's saying Somalis are rapists. Wow, this guy really is racist. It's not what I said. Not at all. I love that one. I love when people who are like, yeah, we're fucking badass internet people. We don't give a shit. We're crazy mutants. And when I say something offensive, they're like, oh, he's a terrible guy. He's just a rapist. He's bad. I love that I can make these people do that. It's almost like they're being phony or I'm that offensive, which either one I find hilarious. Gray Duckling with $10. Thank you, buddy. Starting us off tonight says, I love grape soda. That's fine. Nothing wrong with it. All I'm saying is nobody's getting hand jobs. Nobody's getting blown behind the bar. Nothing. 09 Canyon says, does Stoney's have a water hose outside? I have water twister. That won't be necessary. But thank you. I appreciate you asking. I really do. I'm going to say again, I just don't think it's necessary. Please. And Vidam, can't believe I have to say this. Please get consent from any woman you try to take behind the bar. Okay? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Hey, you guys want to check in on Spirit Airlines? This was a Spirit Airlines flight at the baggage claim. Everybody gets off the plane. They're just happy to be home or to their destination, whichever. You're going on your vacation or you're coming back from vacation. It's nice to be off the plane. You just want to grab your bags, hop in the car, get going to whatever your destination is. This is how Spirit did it this weekend. Oh, I think she was going for a triangle choke. She's trying to, got to turn those hips. Got to get, oh, there we go. She's got the leg. You got to get it around. Oh, she tries to go for the choke, but she just can't get that leg above the head. And the one who's got top position doesn't really have a good vantage point to land any good punches. I mean, you see this top control in a lot of these fights, but really no damage is being done. Hell of an outfit, by the way. People, there's two things. Women love pulling hair in fights. People love dressing comfy on a plane, don't they? Their Crocs and their shitty pants and everything else. Spirit Airlines, man, I love that Spirit exists. I think it's a good thing. A lot of people are like, Spirit. Oh, Spirit's so shitty. Spirit. Yeah, Spirit is shitty. Don't you want it to exist? Because you know what's great about Spirit existing? I know people are like, oh, it's fucking gross and garbage flies on it. Okay, cool. But at least you know they're there, so you don't have to fly Spirit. The people who fly Spirit aren't flying Delta. The people flying Spirit aren't flying American. Isn't that nice? Don't you like that a lot better than just if you get rid of Spirit, that's like smacking an anthill with a sledgehammer. They're going to go flying everywhere. They're going to go scattering, and you're not going to know where they're going to end up next. Is that what you want? Gray Duckling with $5 says, Turnstile Monkey. Is that racist? Yes, remarkably so. Remarkably so. Thank you, Gray Duckling, for that moving question. Yeah, the go-go plata, the Hell's Gate choke. That's what she was going for. She was trying to get the Hell's Gate on, but, you got to get you got to get the shin in front of the neck, and then you got to get the other leg behind the neck, and you got to take the hands, you got to press down, and it's just a really flexible move for a big, fat spirit buffalo. Spirit rhino. There we go. But no, it's good that spirit exists because, again, it can, numero uno Josh Denny fan is in here, so I don't want to say it segregates passengers. In no way is that what I'm saying Spirit is good for. I'm saying you see that a lot on Spirit flights and at Spirit baggage claims. You know that you can be a well-informed consumer and you can go somewhere else where that doesn't happen. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Eric Cartman says ban them from flying. No, just it's fine. It's fine. My Lost Interest says cat fight on the luggage conveyor, another item on the bucket list. Checked off. Well, I mean, just fly Spirit, my man. Just fly Spirit. Rusty Grammer says, I like the fact Democrats have their shithole airlines and hotels. That way I don't have to see. Oh, Democrats don't fly Spirit, dude. Democrats convince minorities and poor people to fly Spirit, and then they go fly on another airline. That's how the game goes by now. Flagrant Vagrant says Spirit is the best airline on earth. See, for some people it is. Mike Go says Spirit and Carnival. Yikes. Well, Carnival had their shit cruise. They had their big diarrhea cruise thing like a decade back. I don't think Spirit's ever. I think Spirit, like the actual flights, like getting that, taking off, landing, everything. I think Spirit's always been fine for that. It's usually the clientele on a Spirit flight that cause the issues. 09 Canyon says, did y'all see the video of the little white boy singing karaoke on a Carnival cruise last month? No, I've never seen that. Put a link in the chat. Fauci's Pangolin says, we need Spirit, so when I'm on Delta, I can get a grape drink. Eric Cartman says, are Kiki and Gino flying Spirit, Aaron, because you are paying? I think Gino and Keanu typically fly Delta, but I could be wrong. Sam Show says, Sam Show, I can't finish this one. Spirit's planes are banana colored, yellow suits, monkey. All right. Taste Ferry Ialto says Margaritaville cruises are the worst cruise line. These are a thing? Margaritaville cruises are real? Okay, we're looking. Margaritaville cruise ship. There better be a fucking tour of this. Our honest Margaritaville at Sea Islander cruise review.
If you're looking for a budget-friendly cruise, Margaritaville at Sea Islander is definitely a contender, but this ship is certainly not for everyone. So before you put down...
Oh boy, you know what that means. Do you like a cruise ship where there's not blood and or shit on random walls? If you're that picky, maybe this cruise isn't for you. You got to give them this. They paint them up to look nice. Oh, but Margaritaville, where it's always 5 o'clock. Oh, get it? Because we're drinking all the time.
...that deposit. We put together this video review of what we loved and hated about the ship.
Come on.
That way, you can decide if a cruise on Margaritaville Islander is right for you. Up next.
Honestly, has any fucking third-rate musician made more money off of his gimmick than Jimmy Buffett? It's remarkable. You got to respect him for that. I mean, the guy is mid at best. And he has, basically it's, hey, I sing songs about being on the beach and I'm a relentless alcoholic. How can I turn that into what? Buffett? Oh, Buffett died recently, didn't he? Jimmy's gone, but what was his net worth? I bet you Jimmy Buffett was worth at least $50 million. Jimmy Buffett net worth. Holy fuck, his estimated net worth was estimated to be $550 million. He was more than half a billionaire. And not because his music was really awesome. It's because he just loaned out the drunk, leather-faced, tan, I drink margaritas all the time gimmick out to cruise ships. And, People give Gene Simmons shit because he's a Jewish guy who like monetized every single dime of Kiss, but he's got nothing on Buffett. I bet you Gene ain't worth $500 million. Gene Simmons' net worth $400 million. Yeah. Why does Gene Simmons get all kinds of shit for being an arrogant, greedy Jew, but Jimmy Buffett's totally fine and he gets, well, other than being dead, he got off scot-free. And they're painting shitty cruise ships to look like the islands. All right, let's check it out.
Down as the main dining room falls short when compared to contemporary cruise lines. This is actually a critique we had of the cruise line's first ship, Paradise. And while the cruise line has made some improvements and changes to the main dining room, overall, it still does not compare to other budget-friendly cruise lines.
Okay, but it's basically a 90s mall food court. And if you're going on the Jimmy Buffett cruise, you know who'd love this? Do you know? Wait a minute. I'm going to take this down and I'm going to go look at the chat. Who would love this? Who would absolutely love this cruise and give it 10 thumbs up? Go ahead. Somebody's going to figure. I'm telling you, if they reviewed this cruise, they would go, oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Jesus, maybe I shouldn't have asked you. I'm seeing some of the answers coming in. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. There you go, Nomo. Ed and Michelle would love this place. Ed and Michelle would think that place is amazing. My Lost Interest says, who's worth more, Jimmy Buffett or Ice-T? Yo, I think you're having some fun at my expense. All right. Okay, let's continue on with our review. I didn't know Jimmy Buffett cruise lines existed. I'm pumped.
Lines like Carnival Cruise Line. For our cruise, the Fiennes dining room served sit-down breakfast and dinner daily. But there was no C-day lunch.
Oh, come on. Enjoy your breakfast platter, guys. Those eggs came out of a plastic bag. I'm going to tell you that right now. Those sausages came from like an old chafing dish. And this bacon was in, like a roll top chafing dish with a sterno candle underneath it. This was, if Old Country Buffet got commissioned for a cruise ship, it would be Margaritaville.
For breakfast, Margaritaville at Sea Islander offered omelets, eggs Benedict, pancakes, and French toast.
Show me the eggs Benedict.
At night, dinner is open.
Screw you, Benedict. I didn't see eggs Benedict. I saw an omelet. I saw whatever the fuck those are.
Omelets, eggs Benedict, pancakes, and French toast.
Dude, you gotta show me the Benedict.
At night, dinner is open seating from 5:30 p.m. to 9
Show me your Benedict.
p.m. Like most major cruise lines, the menu rotates each evening. However, there are no standard items.
Cuban croquettes, real deal tortilla soup, watermelon feta salad, vegetable biryani, gnocchi, Santa Cruz fish. Catch it right off the boat. Garlic shrimp. I mean, seems fine. I haven't seen any of it, but seems all right.
Like a steak or a chicken. Although there was at least one vegetarian dish on the menu each night.
Bro, I ain't getting the steak from a Jimmy Buffett cruise. I'm good.
Given its open seating, there are no set dinner times, and guests cannot pre-make reservations. This resulted in...
Yeah, reservations are for rich people. We wear flip-flops and drink margaritas at 11 a.m. here at Jimmy Buffettville.
Long wait times. The few times we tried to get a table, we were told it was between 40 and 45 minutes to wait for a table of two. So we opted to eat at the Islander dining room on deck 3.
Where's that?
This restaurant is reserved for suite guests, but other guests can pay $20 a person to dine here as well.
No, fuck you. That is the same as the other dining room, only you put linens on the tables. That's the only difference. That is the same goddamn restaurant. You just put some cloth over the table. That's all. No.
For those with a dining package, one dinner at Islander is included. Besides some linens on the
how pale those vegetables are.
Table, the menu is mostly the same in the two restaurants.
Right.
The Islander menu does include 3 upgraded starters, 2 unique entrees, and 1 dessert each evening. in addition to the selections on the Fiennes
Oh,
menu.
no, that looks like you're eating a sponge. Come on, man. So this is worse than Carnival, right? It's got to be.
We wouldn't
They sucker you into VIP suites, don't they? They're like, oh, you get a exclusive suite restaurant. Yeah, it looks the same as the other one, except you just put some towels over it.
say anything in the main dining room wowed us. The gumbo and flat iron steak on night 4.
All right, let's go. Oh, no, that's not gumbo. That's not gumbo.
Were well prepared with plenty of flavor. Night 5 featured a braised short rib and stir-fried rice, which were also among the better options we sampled.
Oh, that looks so dry. Okay, let's go to the entertainment. I got to see more.
Our big Jimmy Buffett fans, we did really enjoy the signature production show on the cruise line's first ship. So unlike the main dining room, we actually had high expectations for the signature production shows on Islander, and this time around, the cruise line did not disappoint.
Conky tonkin.
While both were your typical cruise
what the
review
fuck?
shows, the productions in the Stars on the Water Theater were fast-paced, the set lists were spot on, and the cast were a talented group of singers, dancers, and aerialists.
It's not a bad deal, you know? Like for the entertainers, I'm sure it's terrible if you got to do cruise ship to cruise ship to cruise ship to cruise ship, but like a lot of cruise ship comics are looked at as hack, but like when I opened at Benton Station, I talked to a few guys who had done cruise ship deals, and they're like, it's way better than the road. You work to a sold-out show every night. You get paid a flat amount. You get all your food and drinks are comped, and you get to take a cruise. You just got to stay sober enough to perform every night. Actually, I mean, if you think about it, it's a pretty good gig.
3 was Coastal Country Elegance Night. Many fellow cruisers donned their cowboy boots and line danced their way to the theater for Conky Tonkin at Sea.
Conky
While
tonkin'.
neither of us like
get
country
the-
music, this 45-minute show had a set list of pop country
What in the name of gay men in a Corvette is going on here?
songs that even Heidi and I recognized. So like most of the crowd, we sang along and stomped our feet to favorites from artists like Garth Brooks,
Yep, I was gonna
Johnny
say, they do
Cash,
Garth.
Shania Twain, and
Yep.
more. The
Yeah,
stage
you got to do Garth if nobody. All right, bars and lounges. Who brought up the Jimmy Buffett cruise ships? You're in trouble for
comedian and a pretty repetitive magician duo. If there's one thing the Margaritaville brand is known for, it's drinks.
that. Okay.
So we're happy to report the bars on Islander are certainly the hub of activity. Across the ship, most of the bars have a signature cocktail menu. In fact, each bar even has an exclusive
Oh, wow,
margarita
that's a lot
that
of
is
limes.
only available at that location. Among our favorite drinks were the watermelon daiquiri and big guava margarita at Havana Daydreamin'. This sports bar had a weird layout and vibe though. Since it was previously a cafe, it maintained
They're just converting the shit. It was a cafe. Fuck it, it's a bar now. Nobody's eating the shitty food. We'll just pour booze in this one.
that similar feel, only with the addition of Cuban decor and some random televisions. Another popular venue for drinks and music was a Hemisphere Dancer. The smoky Mile High was on par with signature cocktails at the high-end cocktail bars on competitor cruise lines. The Bubbles Up bars, flavored spritz, and French 75 were some of the more refreshing drinks on
All right, so basically, if you go on a Margaritaville cruise, just stick to the bars. All right, let's see the pools.
life into this 25-year-old pool deck. Various loungers, tables, and some day beds are available next to these pools, though we would have expected more. The pools and nearby hot tubs were definitely popular places to be on the hot sea days. Our sailing was at about 90% of double occupancy, yet it was never an issue getting a lounger
Look at how, is that just me or is that pool dirty as fuck? All right. Well, thank you for letting us check. It looks like it is what it is. Like it's a cheap slap together cruise that they just threw Jimmy Buffett's brand on. And that's about it. That's all right. I didn't expect much. My Lost Interest gifting a membership. Thank you, buddy. You guys are 145 away from tonight. Thank you very much, as usual, for the good start. That's very nice of you. Then we've got STDs for everyone. I mean, okay, look, I don't care how much you pay. I don't care how high end you go. You know, if you go to like the Viking cruise line, whatever it is, you're good. Like STDs are always going to be an issue on a, like if you're going on a cruise, you got to look out for flaming dick. You just have to. Sam Show says this looks like a live version of public access television. Kind of. One of the restaurants I worked at, half of the staff were from cruise ships, says 09 Canyon. The owners met them on the ship and offered them work on land if they wanted off the boat. Okay. 09 says, and as long as your room and bathroom are clean and you know what to expect, it could be fun. Honestly, it really is what you make it, though. Like, to an extent. Like, if you're going on a cruise because you're like, oh, man, we're going to go and it's just going to be such a nice time. It's going to be such a glamorous kind of, I don't know, you got to kind of go top dollar. If you're like, oh, man, I want to have the best steak I've ever had. You know where I'm going to have it? A cruise ship. Probably a bad idea. If you're like, hey, I want to get fucked up and hang out by the pool, that's probably something they can do for you. That's a little more fair. You temper your expectations. If you get on a cruise ship and the first thing you say is, wow, I can't believe how little this cost me, just don't get your expectations too high up. That's all. Ryan the Garbage Man says, look at the Viking cruises. All right. Viking river cruises. No, halada vagina. I didn't mean look out for flaming dick. I meant your dick might be on fire. I didn't mean like you should look out for other people's flaming dicks. That's Viking river cruises. Let's see that. Here's what it's really like on board a Viking river cruise.
Viking is perhaps the most famous river cruise brand out there, and while we've been on over 75 ocean cruises, we just recently took our first Viking river cruise. So if you're thinking
everybody gets in character, but they get way carried away and they start raping and pillaging as soon as they get to port. Like, no, guys, not like that.
Plus this itinerary and the opportunity to visit Paris, we figured we would try our first ever river cruise. And now we're back and we want to share everything with you, from the onboard experiences to time spent ashore, and you can decide whether a Viking river cruise is right for your next trip.
See, now this doesn't seem
we
too
sell
bad.
the Viking Ragged, which is one of the Viking longships created for the Seine River. But Viking longships for other more popular rivers, say the Danube or the Rhine, are very strict. For the cruise line is the level of service. Viking takes very good care of its guests. In fact, this level of service starts the moment you arrive at the airport. With Viking's all-inclusive offerings, flights booked with the cruise.
Holy shit, though. Look at okay, though. Look at the clientele you got getting on these Viking boats. At first, I was like, this looks really nice. This could be a lot of fun. And now, boy, that is a pensioner boat if I've ever seen one.
Line include free transfers from the airport to the ship and from the ship back to the airport at the end of the cruise. Now, for those of you who don't travel often internationally, this extra hand-holding is super helpful. And even for us who...
All right, this is boring.
We were checked in, escorted to our stateroom with our luggage, and terrace. The restaurant on Deck 6 is a formal restaurant that resembles a typical main dining room. With panoramic windows lining both sides of the venue, there are constant scenic views. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a variety of options.
This doesn't look too bad. This could be okay.
Though you'll need to make friends, as there are mostly large tables and no tables just for two in the dining room.
Oh no, I didn't know we were just going to get... That doesn't even... I can't... Can I call it mac and cheese if I can't see the individual macaronis? If it's just a lump, like mashed potato mac and cheese? Oh, that doesn't look great.
On Viking River cruises are open seating. Food service each day also follows a pretty typical routine. The restaurant usually opens for breakfast around 7 a.m., and it's a hybrid dining experience. It includes a small buffet of breakfast items like scrambled eggs, bacon, and breakfast potatoes, but guests can also order off a menu with made-to-order items like pancakes and French toast.
I don't know. A river cruise? What will we find on board? I don't mean to shit on this guy, but it just seems kind of boring. A river cruise? No thanks. No, isn't there like a Viking cruise line, though, that's supposed to be like elite? Like the best of the best? Or am I thinking of something else? Norwegian and Royal Caribbean Celebrity X are the best, says Harry Balls. Yeah, that did not look like a fun. That didn't look like fun, like a fun clientele to be on a cruise with. Yeah, Eric Hartman says they're going to meet Odin. It does look like the last cruise a lot of them will ever take. Nomo says it's fine that the food looks like that. The passengers don't have any senses left. Hey, if you guys thought it was fucking weird and random that I was Googling iced tea during today's show, how about the fact that we got on Viking river cruises? And Ryan the Garbage Man, I'm not letting you make requests for 3 days because you sent me that shit. Thank you. My Lost Interest says Viking cruise ships make frequent stops to pillage and plunder local towns. Yeah, give people the blood eagle, hang up a local magistrate and just give them the old, lungs out over the rib cage. You know about the bloody eagle? Dude, before the show started tonight, I was watching a documentary on William Wallace's execution. Oh, motherfucker. It looked brutal in Braveheart, but it was actually way worse than what they showed in Braveheart. So they drew him, they dragged him behind a horse carriage thing from Scotland to London, that's a ride. And then after that, they hanged him, but they didn't kill him. They hanged him just to about the time where he's about to pass out, and then they cut him down. And then they put him on a table, and then they cut him open, and they start pulling his organs out and burning them while he's still alive. They were setting his organs on fire, showing them to him, and then putting them in a fire so he could smell his burning organs. And then as they kept taking out entrails and organs and shit, eventually they just hacked his head off. And then they put tar on his head and put it on a pike. And then they sent his different limbs to different parts of England to let people know, hey, don't fuck around with the king. Yeah, it was brutal. It's brutal. Flagrant Vagrant says, I swear he talks about Braveheart at least twice a week. You don't forget your favorites. You don't forget your favorites. Okay, let's get into some things tonight. 145 away from tonight's goal. We appreciate your guys' start to tonight's program. Remember, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants, and gifted memberships. To get to 9 o'clock tonight, 47 gifted memberships on Rumble. That will put us at 300 on Rumble, and that's a lovely number for us to be at. I believe that might be close to our all-time high. 47 of those. No, 46 because My Lost Interest gifted one a little bit earlier. 145 is a nice number to be at, especially before 7 o'clock. So keep going, and we'll call it another win for the toe. Thank you. Again, I got to throw it up for the morning show. They waited till the last minute, but they did go 40 over today. So it was the morning show, let's just say, contributed a little more than usual for you guys. Hobo Chili Recipe says, you mean Robert the Bruce? No. William Wallace. Robert the Bruce made it. Like, Robert the Bruce lived, won the Battle of Bannockburn, and got independence for the Scots. He won. Like, Robert the Bruce was the one who was able to actually win independence for the Scots. No, Hobo. William Wallace was not made up horseshit. He was a real guy. The movie Braveheart embellishes a lot. Like, the movie Braveheart made up a lot of shit about William Wallace, but that's only because a lot of what Gibson used to create the movie Braveheart was from the poem by Blind Harry. Blind Harry was a guy who lived a century or two after Wallace, and he wrote this big epic poem about Wallace. It was this big saga to celebrate Scottish independence. And that's what William Wallace kind of used as his big motivation. A lot of people believe that Blind Harry exaggerated some of the big moments for William Wallace. But no, William Wallace was a real guy, protector of Scotland, won the Battle of Stirling Bridge, lost at Falkirk, waged a guerrilla war, got caught by King Edward, and they fucked him up good. They fucked him up good. Nomo says, Nomo says he follows Lenny the Bruce. Okay, Robert the Bruce, Lenny the Bruce, both from House Bruce. You can have your favorites. That's all right. Flagrant Vagrant says Robert the Bruce raped my great-great-great-grandfather. You might want to check the dates on that. I'm not sure that checks out. Robert the Bruce lived, again, check me if I'm wrong on this, in the 14th century. I don't know how far your family line goes back, but I don't think your great-great-great-grandfather knew Robert the Bruce. Treetop Armadillo says he banged that French lady too. He didn't. William Wallace didn't fuck the prince's wife. That was not a real thing. Hobo says, I follow Bruce the Lee. All right, now we're going to get into that. We've got Robert the Bruce. Now everyone else is going to go, I follow blank the blank. All right, this will be fun. Let me go. I follow Bruce the Bruce. Bruce was a large, fat, black comedian. Taste Ferry Alto says, I follow Howard the Duck. God damn it. Sam Show says, yeah, well, he raped him back, so it was squaresies. Is that what you say? If you grape someone back, you go, we're squaresies now, and pat him on the head. Eric Cartman says, I follow Bruce the Springsteen. All right, dude, we're reaching. Robert the Bruce. I didn't mind Lenny the Bruce. I thought that was pretty good. Even Bruce the Lee, I'll take. But Bruce the Springsteen, we're reaching. Taste Fairy says, I follow Bruce the Wayne. So stupid. This bit, I wish I didn't live for dumb shit like this on this program. It warms my heart to see you guys doing this all on your own. He didn't bang that French lady? What a gay N-word. He never met the French lady that he fucked in the movie would have been 9 in real life. All right? That French princess was 9 years old when the events of Braveheart were taking place in real life. So she was not married to the prince yet, and William Wallace did not fuck her. Okay? Rex Start says, I follow Campbell the Bruce, which is ironic because Campbell, a Scottish name. Doggo Doesn't Die says, I follow Bruce the Almighty. Eric Cartman, Bruce the Willis. Mike Erb, Bruce the Banner. Aces, I'm not recognizing your answer. Hobo Chili says, I hope William Wallace fucked the king's son. He was a dandy. Oh, shit. Nomo says, what? William Wallace banged a kid? No! Let me make this perfectly clear. William Wallace never met the King of France's daughter because she was 9 at the time and he would have never followed her. No, William Wallace was not a PDF, you guys. It's not what you... My Lost Interest says, I follow Mike the Wallace. No, it was the Bruce, first of all, and now we're really going off script, you guys. Honky says that French princess straight up cucked her fag husband, and she and her boyfriend murdered the king. A lot of people have a lot of different emotional investments into Braveheart. Hobo Chili says, okay, so the French princess was a whore. She was banging the guy that was speaking Latin. Oh, yeah, when he told the guy, he's like, I never lie, but I am a savage. Or in French, if you prefer. Honky says, I follow Marcellus the Wallace. This was... Taste Fairy Ialto, I follow Bruce the Barber the Beefcake. First of all, it's Brutus. Now, see, you guys are mixing way too many things and you're confusing people. Kraken Slappin says, so they killed Wallace because he fucked the king's son? No. Who played that French lady? She was hot as hell. Sophie Marceau, I think, played the princess. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Sophie Marceau was the... Yeah, that's who played Braveheart's wife. You want to know the French handmaid. French handmaid actress Braveheart. Not Sophie Marceau. We don't give a fuck about Sophie Marceau. Enough about Sophie Marceau. All right, Sean McGinley, what the fuck? Oh, in order of appearance? Yeah, fucking skip. King's Advisor, Robert the Bruce, Horne Mornay, Murin, that's William Wallace's wife, Amish, Bride's Father, Toothless Girl. Wow, here's a winner. Is she not credited in the fucking movie? Princess Isabel, King's Advisor, the gay dude. Yeah. They don't have her listed. Who played the princess's handmaiden in Braveheart? Jeannie Marine. All right, let's take a look at Jeannie Marine. She's listed as Bob Geldof's wife. Who the fuck is Bob Geldof? There she is. Look, Braveheart was a long time ago. She was in the movie Paulette, All Fired Up, and then a bunch of gay French shit. Yeah. So basically Braveheart. There you go. That's what we've got for you. All right, what did you guys say about William Wallace while I was gone? Also, the French princess was scissoring her chambermaid. Those French bitches are insatiable. No, I can't read that. He banged the mime Marcel Marceau. No, this had nothing to... Nomo says, I follow George the Wallace. That's... Bob Geldof. Wait. Pink Floyd Bob Geldof? Hobo Chili Recipe says, okay, so William Wallace went to Jerusalem and met the king with the leprosy. He met King Saladin and his 200,000 Saracens. That was Balian of Ibelin. God damn it, man. All right, we continue on with tonight's show. Sorry for the Braveheart break that we took in the middle. $1.45 away from giving us a win for the toe tonight. Thank you guys very much for all of your help with what you do for this program. Let's continue on. And let's talk about Trump suing the Washington Post, because they're about to talk some serious shit about Donnie and how he knew Jeffrey Epstein. So Trump not releasing that Epstein stuff might turn out to be, more so than we all think, the biggest mistake he ever made, because now people are digging. And they're thinking what the rest of us are thinking, which is, why is Donald and his entire team not releasing these Epstein files when they were running for president? All these people he's hired and Donald himself were like, yeah, fuck Epstein. I bet you he was Mossad. He's blackmailing people. He's running a child trafficking ring. We're going to bust this dude. And then all of a sudden, then they tell us that we've got the files. We've got the lists. We've got everything. We've got videos. We got all this stuff. And then they come out just a month ago and they're like, yeah, fuck it. Never mind. We don't have anything. And we're like, what do you mean you don't have anything? You said you had a bunch of shit. We're like, well, we have some shit, but it's all from like Comey, Obama, and Hillary. And, that's all a hoax. Remember Russia? Don't look over here. Russia. And then Trump's telling the rest of us we can go fuck ourselves if we still want to know about Epstein. Like anytime Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk are sucking your dick and going, we've got your back on this whole, possible Israeli intelligence agent thing, you're probably surrounding yourself with the wrong company. But now this is causing people to dig in to Trump and Epstein's connection, and the Wall Street Journal is finding out so much shit that Trump is threatening to sue them. Now, why would you threaten to sue them? Why would you threaten to stop them from releasing a journalistic piece about you and Epstein unless you knew what they might release? In fact, the White House has now removed the Wall Street Journal from their press pool in Scotland over their Epstein bombshell. Now, the White House earlier this year took control of pool relations and added Tim Pool, ironically, from the White House Correspondents Association and removed Tarini Party, a White House reporter for the Wall Street Journal. They kicked her off. Now, this is after the Wall Street Journal published a story saying exclusive. For Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, friends created a book of bawdy letters. One was from Donald Trump. And I think Donald's letter read something like, love has no age or something like that. Some creepy shit. Now, due to the Wall Street Journal's fake and defamatory conduct, they will not be one of the 13 outlets on board. Every news organization in the entire world wishes to cover President Trump, and the White House has taken significant steps to include as many voices as possible. Now, wait, so now, all of a sudden, if the Wall Street Journal is saying something critical of Trump and his connection of Epstein, that's got to be bullshit, and we're going to applaud him for kicking these reporters out. This is why I can't stand Not the Bee, and why I can't stand some of these, like, traditional conservative media outlets, because they have this attitude where if Trump does it, then it's awesome. Whereas I always thought this was more of like a Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson. If Trump does it and we like it and it's good, then we like Trump. But just because Trump does it doesn't make it awesome. The Wall Street Journal was also talking about how Donald Trump had gone to Jeffrey Epstein's townhouse, had hung out with him a lot more than people say. That leads members of the administration to go on TV this weekend and try to go, no, nothing to see here, folks. The Wall Street Journal, they're all dicks. You can't trust the mainstream media. Did we mention Russia? So on and so forth.
I've known the president a long time, and he always asks people for their opinion on things. I don't think that it would be criticism if he were to acknowledge that there would be criticism if he would to acknowledge that he asked you, what about firing Jay Powell, and you gave him your comments.
Jay Powell. Oh my God.
How much of this story is real? Is it in between? And I'm talking about the notion that you urged him not to fire Jay Powell. And
Jay Powell.
He actually
is it just me or did he say Gay Powell? Because they're talking about Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, the Federal Reserve. Did he say gay? I thought he said Gay Powell at first.
Long time, and he always asks people for their opinion on things. I don't think that it would be criticism if he were to acknowledge that there would be criticism if he would to acknowledge that he asked you, what about firing Jay Powell, and you gave him.
Oh, no, he said Jay Powell. I thought he said Gay Powell.
Fire Jay Powell, and he actually is obviously he's the president. He can do what he wants. But did you have a conversation?
Well, Joe, I think the
Holy shit, Bitcoin's at $118,000. Jesus fucking Christ.
problem with stories like this is I'm not sure who the leaker was, but the problem with leakers is they only have partial information. And I think the other problem, too, is that newspapers like the Wall Street Journal are not used to a high-functioning executive president. They are used to...
Oh, you see, guys, it's the Wall Street Journal's fault that Donald Trump has hung out with Epstein a lot more than we originally knew. It's the Wall Street Journal's fault that they have proof that Donald Trump sent Jeffrey Epstein a weird, creepy birthday card. You see, it's their fault. It's their fault because they're just not used to a cool, awesome executive president. You see, that's why they're reporting all this Epstein stuff. Not because Trump stepped in his own bucket of shit with this Epstein thing. It's actually the Wall Street Journal's fault because Trump's just so goddamn cool.
Perhaps President Biden, perhaps President Obama, who was not as economically sophisticated as President Trump.
What?
President Trump solicits a whole range of opinions and then makes a decision. So he takes a lot of inputs, and at the end of the day, it's his decision, just as it was his decision on Iran. And look.
Oh, yeah. Just like it was, anytime they say that shit out of nowhere, they're lying. Oh, yeah. Just like it was all Trump's decision on Iran. Really? The same Trump who said we don't need to bomb Iran, whose intelligence director had said they're not developing the bomb, who had told Israel, let's figure something out here. Don't attack Iran. All of a sudden, we're running B-2 strikes over Tehran and nuclear facilities. Yeah, that was all Trump's decision, right? God. Are we supposed to buy this shit anymore? When can we stop buying this stuff? And when can people stop blindly following it? Sometimes it's gross to watch otherwise intelligent people just sit there and listen to this horse shit and go, yeah, that's it. That's correct. Get the fuck out. Yeah, Sam Show says Iran wasn't his decision. Yeah, nobody believes that fucking Donald Trump made the decision to bomb Iran on his own. It's the Washington Post's fault. They're just not used to how awesome and great Donald Trump is. That's why they're covering this Epstein stuff. Okay. All right. Guys, we are 145 away from tonight's goal. If you feel like chipping in, please do. We appreciate it. Little over 300 people watching the program right now. Thank you to each and every one of you. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up, hit follow, hit subscribe. We appreciate you being here. And above everything else, if you can gift a membership or you can become a member or you want to click the Streamlabs, PayPal, or Venmo links that are in the chat, we're just 145 away from tonight's goal. Hoping we can knock it out. We've made a whopping $15 tonight in the first hour. A whopping 15 in the first hour. Thanks for being here, guys. Hey, good news. Hunter Biden is back. Hunter Biden is back, and he's talking about everybody. I mean, Hunter is, they gave Hunter Biden a machine gun boy, and he is just spinning in circles. He is just spinning in circles with that. I mean, you would think that Hunter Biden was a crackhead with a blanket presidential pardon. Oh, wait. That's exactly what he is. So he was going off on everybody. We don't even have time to do it all in one show tonight. We're going to do some of this tonight and some of this tomorrow. But Hunter went off on everyone, and he's telling all the secrets, and he's spinning all the tales. So remember that absolutely dog shit. Oh, wait. Someone writing in, do you mean Washington Post or Wall Street Journal? You said both 3 times. Did I really? I meant Wall Street Journal. Uh-oh, what did I do? Wall Street Journal, Epstein, Trump. I think that's the one. Yeah, Wall Street Journal. Did I say Washington Post? My bad. I'm sorry about that, guys. Forgive me. Forgive me. Hit like, hit follow, and subscribe, and throw us a couple of bucks. That'll solve the whole thing. So Hunter Biden went on. This didn't make any sense to me. I don't know if nobody told him or if he's got a better sense of humor than we all think he does. But he went on Channel 5 News with, was it Andrew Callahan? Like, does he know that Andrew Callahan's a fucking goof? Like, Andrew Callahan does mock interviews. He did that Chet Hayes interview with Tom Hanks, patois speaking kid. He does wacky interviews of people who aren't self-aware and are kind of goofing on themselves without knowing it. Actually, this Hunter Biden thing is perfect for Channel 5 News. So let's see. This is just a little clip of Hunter Biden talking about an explanation for what was going on with Joe Biden the night of that debate. Remember the debate where Trump just handed Biden his head? And it was like 48 hours after that debate, the Democrats went, yeah, Joe Biden's out. Kamala Harris is the candidate now. Well, Hunter Biden has an explanation as to what happened with the Biden debate deal. And, I guess we have to, Jesus. I don't understand. Like, if I have YouTube Premium, but the YouTube video is embedded in a website, I have to watch ads. Maybe that's not a YouTube thing. Maybe that's a website thing. And I don't have to, like, even though I don't have to watch ads on YouTube, this is like an ad that plays on the website before they fire up the YouTube video. Either way, sorry about this. I apologize. Here we go.
Alone. And then they said, well, look, it's all going to come down to this State of the Union speech. It's going to come down to the State of the Union speech. That was it. And he knocks it out of the park.
And it was that one debate that caused the...
Wait a minute. Guys, let me ask you something. Do you remember this State of the Union address where Joe Biden knocked it out of the park? And I'm quoting Hunter Biden on this. Quote, he knocked it out of the park. I don't recall this State of the Union speech. I'm sorry. And again, Hunter Biden did a serious fucking interview, not with ABC, not with CBS, not with CNN, even Fox News. He did it with fucking Andrew Callahan of Channel 5. And remember, the last time we were hearing from Andrew Callahan, some chick was accusing him of like fucking her while she was passed out. That must not have checked out. That must not have came to fruition. That must not have been a legit accusation, because here he is interviewing the former president's crackhead son.
The full backside.
Yeah, man. And I'll tell you what, I know exactly what happened in that debate. He flew around the world, basically, the mileage that he could have flown around the world 3 times.
Yeah.
He's 81 years old. He's tired as shit. They give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights. And it feeds into every fucking story that anybody wants to tell. And
yeah, see, again, just like the Trump administration, you see the connecting thread? It's all our fault. They gave him Ambien and he went out there and he was all retarded. The Ambien apparently doesn't make him just sleepy. It makes him retarded too. So all of us who thought he was a brain dead retard saw him up there on the debate as a brain dead retard. And well, that just feeds into all that crazy stuff we were thinking. Well, I'm sorry. If we're thinking a bunch of shit and then he acts like that shit, how is the shit we're thinking crazy? Somebody's got to explain that to me. Hunter, but just admit you're pissed your dad got fucked over on the whole election deal. You thought he should have been allowed to run against Trump. You thought he earned the right to take that ass whooping, and you're mad that they took it away from him. But don't go making excuses like we're the wacky ones for thinking your 81-year-old dad was going senile, who, by the way, it turns out has cancer too. So it ain't like that just cropped up a couple months ago. So don't sit here. Quit staring at me with your crack eyes, by the way. You're creepy. Sitting there going, oh, yeah, they gave him Ambien, and that played into every crazy conspiracy that everyone had. Okay, that would be fine if that's the first and only time we saw your dad all fucked up and dumb and not knowing where he was. What about all those times he was up on a stage and Jill had to walk him off because he went Roombaing around looking for the exit? Or when Barack Obama had to grab him like he was his senile grandfather and walk him off the stage. Oh, but it was just that one debate. And don't worry, in that one debate, he was given Ambien. So then all you crazy, psycho people who thought he was senile saw a senile man on stage and thought you were right. Yeah, fuck us.
Big Tapper with literally how many anonymous sources. If this was a conspiracy, Andrew, you know this, somehow.
I have a question, and that's the end of that clip. We don't need to watch more ads. Why is he, again, why are you trying to convince Andrew Callahan from All Gas, No Brakes? Like, what? I need to know. I need to know what the win is. I need to know what the next step in the plan is. Like, all right, you know who we got in our pocket? The Channel 5 News, the guy with a permanent case of acne in his 30s. We got that guy on our side. Next step, the world. Like, Hunter, God bless him, and in a way, I'm really glad Hunter got that blanket pardon because I want to hear what Hunter's got to say. I really do. I want to hear what Hunter Biden's got to say. My lost interest liked my Roombaing around to find the exit. Oh, thank you. I like it when people quote my shit. I like it when people leave a nice little steel toe quote out there. All right, guys, throw in a couple of bucks. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Here's Vidam with $1 says, I am so excited to bang Crunchy at Stoney's in the restroom and to be going home with Crunchy and banging her. She's hot. I can't. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with Vidam. I don't know how I'm supposed to bring this guy back into the fold, but it seems like he's out somewhere past Mars. He's fixated on the idea of sexual intercourse with Crunchy at the anniversary show. I now have to talk to Cheetos. We got to talk about upping the security. Who the hell knows? Who knows what we have to do now? Because just because of Vidam's commentary about, and is he fucking in the bathroom now? Or is he fucking in the parking lot? I thought he was fucking behind the bar, which I can't recommend. It's remarkably unsanitary. But we need to get this guy's story straight so we can keep an eye on him. camera placement and all that. Doggo Doesn't Die says he is beyond saving. Who? Hunter Biden, Vidam, or both? Lander says, let Vidam bang Crunchy. Damn, dog. I'm just saying you can't, are you really, is it in the Me Too era? Can you call your shot like that? Can you take your Babe Ruth cock and point it to left center field and be like, I'm fucking Crunchy this weekend, guys? First of all, I feel like if you call the shot, it's less likely that it'll happen because Crunchy will be like, you're not going to fucking tell me that you and I are fucking at this event. Like, I have agency. I can make my own calls. And then on the other hand, like, if you don't, now we're all going to make fun of you. And if you have sex in front of us, we're going to call you gay. So Hobo Chili says, okay, I'm also going to bang Crunchy. I'm more specifically banging her head against concrete. Well, that's cute. That's nice. McBuster writes, Jean-Michael Vidam. Stupid. Lander says, let Vidam cook. I'm sorry. McBuster says, Vidamned if you do, Vidamned if you don't. Hey, guys, knock, knock. Vidam. Vidam foot's caught in the door. Hey! Okay.
Oh, no! Oh, jeez!
Bocephus the Negromancer writes, fucking Dream Smasher. I stand with Vidam. It's okay. Look, it's fine to stand with Vidam. All right? There's nothing wrong with standing with Vidam. All I'm telling you is that maybe we should give Crunchy a say in whether or not she has sex with him. Is that all right? That we check with Crunchy before we offer her up for sex? That maybe Crunchy could throw in, I don't know, $50 or $100 to the toe and then instruct us on whether or not she will be fucking Vidam at the anniversary show. Thank you, Dan Vicious, for the $2. Says, evening show, always easy with the money. We're just a bunch of drunks at home. Well, the money ain't easy tonight, my man. So don't say that. Don't say the evening shows are easy. I'm an hour and 10 minutes into the show, and I'm almost I'm almost halfway into the show, and I'm $140 away from the goal. So don't say it's easy money, because I ain't making it look easy tonight. That's for sure. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's knock it out. But Matt writing in, I just heard a weird rumor. There will be a hype train on Crunchy at the anniversary show. Any truth to this? Seems kind of greasy. No. As a matter of fact, Crunchy has not said a word to me about whether or not she feels she's going to sexually perform with anybody at the anniversary show. And I'm sure if I talked to Cheetos about it, he would prefer that you guys not have sex on his premises. All right? Can we get this squared away? Reading is good. Can we start the story now? Crunchy gonna scream Vidam all night. This isn't. Matt wants to buy a ticket for the train. I mean, I will defend you guys on this one. Why would Matt bring up innocently, quote unquote, why would he bring up this Crunchy hype train unless he wanted a ticket? That's my only question. Why would you just innocently bring up something like that unless, you want it in? Doggo Doesn't Die says, yeah, but Cheetos is legally required to say that. I am saying this. I talk to Gino and Keanu about every day in the lead up to this anniversary show. I know that Keanu is not going to have sex with anyone in the bathroom. And I know that Crunchy has not consented to sex with Vidam at all. Thank you. That's my and I would appreciate it if none of you had sex at the event. I'm sorry. Signed, Captain Cockblock. $140 away from tonight's goal. Help us hit that. I would appreciate, speaking of hitting that, $5 to $10 here and there. I'd appreciate it. Gifted memberships on Rumble, a little Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo love, some super chats, whatever you got. We appreciate it. Hey, you got more people endorsing that Mamdani guy for mayor in New York City. And boy, he's getting all the high profile superstars to endorse him. If you don't know about Mamdani, he's basically a communist Muslim that is probably going to be the next ruler of New York City. He is and I don't think any of what I said is hyperbole. He's literally a communist Muslim who's going to be in charge of New York City. And he's getting all the big name endorsements, like all the big name lefties. Boy, do they love Mamdani. Well, I mean, think about it. It checks a lot of boxes for modern Democrats. Like, he's a minority, he's a Muslim, so he's clearly bullied, and he's a minority, so it's awesome that he rose up to, above all the hatred and the bigotry. And also, he's a filthy, disgusting communist. And they like that too. So he checks a lot of the boxes.
He said, we've got a problem with entire food deserts where people can't get access to grocery stores. Said, I'd like to take a look at whether or not we can have some kind of, like we do on military bases, you have some kind of support from the city government that says we're going to get some food grocery stores in areas that right now are food deserts.
So let me get this straight. You want the city of New York to make government-run grocery stores. That is a great idea. I wonder if we could look at any countries throughout history who have tried that same idea and just seen how it works. Let me do a little exercise here. So she said, come on, we do it on military bases. Okay. Fort Hood base population. 300,000 people living on the base, active duty soldiers, family members, and retirees. All right, so 300,000 people. Active duty personnel, $38,000. All right, or 38,000 people. New York City population, 8.25 million people. Not only that, but Fort Hood doesn't have illegals siphoning off of its budget and taking a shitload of its money. And New York City doesn't have $1 trillion fucking defense budget where they can have all of these grocery stores and shit like that. So I'm sorry, but once again, Elizabeth Warren is a blithering idiot who doesn't know what she's talking about. And she wants to endorse this Mamdani's idea for New York City to put out government-funded and government-run grocery stores. Not only is that idea shitty, but even if it works, it's not going to bring down crime. People aren't shooting each other and robbing people in New York City because they're having fruit roll-ups instead of apples. Because you're having hot Cheetos and Takis instead of, jelly toast in the morning. I don't fucking know. Like that, what problem is that going to solve other than maybe the poor people won't be as obese? Elizabeth, Christ almighty.
By the way, it's a new and fresh plan for New York City, but it's been tried in other cities around the country and has had some real successes. So
Where? Name one place. Name some place that isn't a military base with a $1 trillion budget, please.
Mamdani saying is, I want to try things to make it work for working families. And
here's the thing. We've tried. Okay. Maybe not the United States of America, but we've tried government-run grocery stores. It doesn't work. That's how we get bread lines.
What? This is how democracy works. A lot of people in New York City said, that sounds good to me. I'd rather try that than any of the other alternatives.
Well, good, because, New York City has never fucked up their city by voting for the wrong guy before. How do you think we got to this point? By the way, what's his name? Cuomo did announce that he's going to run as an independent, so Adams is fucked. You're getting Mamdani in New York City, and he wants to open some really kick-ass, bitchin' government grocery stores. I think we should have a general rule. If Elizabeth Warren thinks something is a good idea, we do not do it. I think that would be a good general rule of thumb. In fact, we could run the country that way. Ask for Elizabeth Warren's opinion on something, and then always do the opposite and see if the GDP goes up, the unemployment rate goes down, and the deficit goes down. That would be an interesting exercise. Von Kaiser with $10 over on PayPal said, easy money. How about a Doyle Hargraves drop? Here you go, buddy. Thanks for the $10.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
I love that line. $130 away from tonight's goal. Copper Camel Toe says they're pooping in the grocery stores. Oh. Yeah, Taste Ferry Ialto says, I'm sure the government-run grocery stores will have all the same variety and quality products there used to be. Well, here's the other issue. Like, what if you have a government-run grocery store in New York City and all the people buy is the same shit they've been buying? Like, they keep buying garbage food that's terrible for them. Okay, what was the point of the government grocery store? Other than you got to do some socialist experiment that you wanted to do. Nomo says about Elizabeth Warren, she has the fashion sense of a retarded school marm. Slingblade says a government program to catch and serve the rats. Honestly, if they would have somebody come in and just hunt all the rats in New York City and skin them and cook them and serve them to the people of New York, it might be a more efficient way of ending poverty and hunger than the fucking government-run grocery store idea that they've got. Dan Vicious with $5 says, sorry, I'm just another one of Aaron's bot farm chatters like Crunchy Vidam and Hobo Chili recipe. Thank you for the $5, Dan, my bot farm chatter. And Luke with $1. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. $125 away from tonight's goal. We're getting down there nice and easy. Nice and easy getting down there. $5-10 at a time. You see what that does. Keep banging away at it. 46 memberships on Rumble away from 300. 125 away from tonight. Help us knock that out, and boy, do we appreciate it. If you can't throw any money into this program, please consider just hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and following the show. We have a good time over here. Luke Cryer becoming a Baby Boot member. Thank you very much for that, Luke. I appreciate it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Thanks again to Von Kaiser for the $10 as well. Yeah, that Mamdani in New York, it makes me glad I don't live there. It makes me really happy that I'm not going to have to live through whatever the fuck that's going to be, because it seems awful. Let's get in touch with the feedback, the latest reactions on Stephen Colbert being fired. I saw a very funny meme today. It was the white hand and the black hand, grasping together like brothers uniting over a common cause. And it was WNBA players, Stephen Colbert, and in the middle, losing $40 million. So it was, we were told that the WNBA players, and we saw it this weekend too, they were at their All-Star weekend and they were all wearing shirts that said, pay us what we're worth, or pay us what you owe. Basically, these female players saying our ratings are up. We're filling more stadiums than we ever were before. We deserve a pay raise. I mean, Caitlin Clark, in fairness, makes $75,000 a year. That's pretty fucking crazy that she only makes that much. Well, if you open the books and you take a look at the WNBA loses and is subsidized by the NBA to the tune of about $40 million a year. That's what their losses are. That's where they come up short. Whereas Stephen Colbert and The Late Show were losing $40 to $50 million a year for CBS. So if you're going to say, and you look at Stephen Colbert losing the same amount of money as the WNBA, and he got shit canned, I mean, does the WNBA really generate the revenue that would necessitate a raise? And who's to say that this current run they're on is going to be permanent? I mean, I feel bad. I think that those women should make more than $78,000 a year. But until the big TV contracts come in, because that's where most of the money comes from, the NBA makes $11 billion a year in revenue. And a lot of that comes from television and distribution deals. Little merchandise, little team revenue sharing and whatever. But for the most part, those TV deals are really what rakes in the cash. The WNBA, just simply put, doesn't have those. In fact, I think they live off the NBA's media deals. So it's hard to say, pay us what we're worth, and then you open the books and you see that they're losing $40 million a year, and they're like, well, typically if people have this kind of financial performance, we fire them. We don't give them raises. So it's kind of a weird thing, that kind of an odd position to be in if you're the WNBA, because now you're in a position where people look at it and they go, oh, they won't give these poor women the money they deserve. And then you try to explain to them, well, guys, technically, these women don't make any money. How can we pay them money when they don't generate any money? Like, oh, you're saying that the women don't make money but Caitlin Clark's really popular. Yeah, 100%. Caitlin Clark is incredibly popular. The WNBA is not enough to make money, at least. But have you ever tried to make that argument before with someone who's really passionate the other way? They don't hear the economics of it. They don't hear the statistics of it. They just go, well, it feels really good when I say that the women should be paid just as much as men. And it feels really good when I virtue signal for them. And if anyone quotes, any kind of statistics to get in the way, I'm just going to plug my ears and yell. That we're not going to have like a productive conversation about the WNBA and pay. Luke Cryer gifting a membership as well. Thank you very much, Luke. $1, a membership, and a gifted membership. That's very much appreciated. Thank you, Luke. 120 away from tonight's goal. Keep going, guys. We're knocking it down slowly but surely. Keep going, and let's hit 120 and call it another win for the toe. So Colbert gets canned. Jimmy Kimmel goes nuts. He starts saying, fuck CBS. And it's like, why are people mad at CBS? Why does nobody ever go, wow, CBS sure is nice for keeping Colbert on the air as long as they did, even though he's fucking bleeding them dry, sucking money out of the place, stealing from it basically at, I think, $20 million a year, if I'm not mistaken. It's like nobody looks at it and goes, wow, so he's losing them $50 million a year and they're still giving him till May of next year to collect a paycheck and do a show. Wow, that's really generous of CBS. Gee, that's really kind of them. Nope. Fuck CBS. They suck. They're evil. Well, now Bill Simmons is on his podcast. And if you like Bill Simmons for sports, that's great. But Bill Simmons, when it comes to politics, is fucking insufferable. I mean, he is he's stuck in 2005 anti-George W. Bush liberalism. And it's fucking embarrassing to listen to sometimes. Sports guys in general talking about politics never goes well. Well, Bill Simmons in this episode said that he has a great idea to protest the Stephen Colbert firing. He thinks Jon Stewart should walk off The Daily Show tonight in protest of Stephen Colbert. Now, number one, Bill, the problem with that is The Daily Show is taped in the afternoon. So Jon Stewart walking off, we would have known it happened already, and they would have probably released something about it and put something else on the air tonight. Number two, why the fuck would Jon Stewart care if Stephen Colbert gets fired or not? Why? Because they did a show together at one point? I don't understand it. Here's Bill Simmons giving his jizz in my pants dream scenario of civil disobedience. And for what? To go down with the sinking ship that is Colbert? He was a loser. He lost $40-50 million a year for CBS. Why does Jon Stewart want to jump on his flaming ship?
We're taping this on a Sunday. And I think it's really important we're taping this on a Sunday because, as far as I know, Jon Stewart has a show on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be the most fascinating show that we've had since the Letterman extortion, whatever that episode.
Right. Is it? Is Jon Stewart even going to talk about it? It's a half-hour show. 10 minutes of that half-hour show is a guest. So he's going to have a segment with one of his reporters that goes about 7 minutes. So John's going to have, 10 minutes to tell jokes and talk about shit. I bet you he doesn't talk about Stephen Colbert. I would bet that it's not even a topic that comes up on the show tonight.
was, which we didn't.
Why does Jon Stewart have to talk about Colbert? Who
was coming? First of all, Jon Stewart is already rich.
Yes.
And he's already done a million kajillion things. And he
You know why? Because he made a shitload of money for Comedy Central. He drew them huge ratings. He raked in big advertisers. And that's why he got to keep his job. That's why they begged him to come back, because Trevor Noah was a fucking flop. And they were like, John, will you come back and save the Daily Show? And he's like, I'll do it once a week. And they're like, that's fine. The reason Colbert's being fired is the opposite. He didn't draw money.
Give two shits.
Yes.
Right?
For him, it's about his reputation.
That's it. He doesn't. He's gonna stand up for his dude, and this is it. This is
okay. I gotta say this. This is like peak internet behavior. This is like internet guys. They're just coming up with a jack-off situation they thought in their head, and they went, oh, that sounds good. That would be so fucking cool. I bet you John's going to walk off his show tonight just to support his friend, because he's going to be like, yeah, buddy, I got your back, and I'm leaving. That's so... The internet is the real-world version of little kids going, I bet you I'd go... And then that guy would try to hit me and go, but I'd block it like, and then I'd go, and I'd hit him in the head. And it's like, you got to look at him at some point and go, shut up, you wouldn't do shit. That's like Bill Simmons going, oh, Jon Stewart. Like, Bill, first of all, keep the cum inside your body. You're talking about grown men, for Christ's sake. He's going, oh, Jon Stewart, hey, Stephen Colbert's good buddy. They're good friends. They're good pals. I bet you Jon Stewart, he gets his buddies back and he walks off his show and... Dude, are we talking about the same show business where knives in the back are just as common as pats on the back, if not more so? You think Jon Stewart is going to go, hey, I've got a cush gig that they give me millions of dollars a year for. I work 1 day a week. I'm going to walk off because my friend couldn't make a profitable TV show in 10 years. The fuck kind of psychobabble horse shit is this?
In my opinion, one of the most important shows he's ever done. There's no way he's not going to talk about it.
Well, the question is, does he quit on the air?
I think it's in play. I think it's...
Oh, God. Dude, honestly, this is like a Reddit nerd fest unfolding on a podcast. I bet you he does, dude. For his friend Steven. Uh-huh.
I think it's
actually
in play
like
also.
a must-watch show. Like that... it comes on at 8:00 here. Like, yeah. I'm definitely watching that live. 100%.
So here's a good question. If Stewart...
Hey, I bet you whatever this asshole says next is not a good question. This is like the most important show ever. Like when Letterman got caught. Letterman was blackmailed by a woman and a guy who worked for his show saying, if you don't, if you don't give us X amount of dollars, I'm going to tell the whole world you were fucking my wife behind your wife's back. And so Letterman went out on his show and went, hey, I've been fucking this chick. I ain't going to give this guy any fucking money. Good for Letterman. How does that compare to Jon Stewart's friend, his show was canceled? I'm sorry. Did Jon Stewart do a big episode of The Daily Show when Colin Quinn didn't do Weekend Update anymore? No. You know why? Because Jon Stewart didn't fucking care. Are Colin Quinn and Jon Stewart friends? Yup. From the early days of like MTV and Comedy Central and shit. Jon Stewart, did Jon Stewart speak up about Samantha Bee getting shit canned? No, because he doesn't fucking care. He's not going to walk off. When Rob Riggle didn't do Fox NFL Sunday anymore, I don't know if he still does. Did Jon Stewart do a protest? You guys are fucking dorks. And you're sitting here going, oh, Jon Stewart, Colbert's friend. Do you think he's going to yell at CBS on his show? You mean his show about news and politics where he makes cracks about the news? No, he's probably not going to say anything crazy. He might make a little joke, but he won't say anything crazy. So, do you, like, this guy even makes that face. Hey, Bill, do you think that Jon Stewart's going to walk off his show for his friend Colbert? Oh, guys, this belongs on an embarrassing subreddit. This does not belong on a show.
Just dive bombs the entire company, quits on the air, drops some F-bombs, names, the whole thing. Do they air it?
Oh, my God. They're going to do that, dude. That would be so cool. This is embarrassing. And first of all, no, they're not going to fucking air it. And Jon Stewart's not going to do that because it's not a live show. It's a taped show. He knows they would just put it in the can and never release it. God, these guys are fucking on. I used to like Bill Simmons too. I used to think he did like funny, quirky sports reporting. This is insufferable. This is embarrassing to watch adults do this.
Because he tapes.
I don't think he'll do that because he's got a whole staff working for him.
Yeah.
And
true.
he's going to be, but I also think he's going to have to stand up, and I think everybody would have his back about.
Why?
Yeah.
You know.
What does he have to stand up for? It's called show business. His buddy had a job and the company was bleeding money. It's not like they fucked Colbert over. It's not like they canceled him for the ching chong ding dong thing. Like, they fired a guy who was losing $50 million for his company. If he was losing $5 million from the company, I would understand shit canning him. Where is this rah bullshit coming for Stephen Colbert when his firing is the most justified one in television history? Like, all of these liberals are fucking butthurt that their guy who danced with the vaccine needles and sang the vaccine song, fucking nobody wanted to watch him. Nobody wanted to buy the bullshit that was peddled on his show, and the show died. They don't want to accept that, so they're like, there's got to be some big formal protest for Stephen. Nobody gives a fuck about Stephen Colbert. He was brought in because Letterman's audience was getting too old. Average age of Letterman's viewers was 60. And they were like, we got to young this shit up. Colbert's average viewer today is 68 years old because it's old hippie liberals who can't let go of Haight-Ashbury and fucking hate Trump.
He's going to feel about this, but yeah.
What a funny audience to do a show for.
I don't, if they cancel the show, I think he'll be fine. I don't think it'll be fine for a lot of people that work for it. I think he'll feel bad about that. But this is the whole point of the show is he has to stand up to this.
Stand up to what? And fuck you guys. Because where were you when Louis C.K. lost one of the best shows on television because he fucking whacked off with some girls in a hotel room 20, 30 years ago? Yeah, fucked up, retarded, stupid thing to do. But he wasn't currently doing it. It was an old story. It's embarrassing. It's fucking cringe. It's gross. He asked the women, hey, can I jerk off in front of you? That's really fucking creepy and weird. But, like, he still had a show that was making money and drawing viewers, and it was one of the most celebrated, award-laden shows on television, and they just, no trial, no nothing, just kicked him the fuck out, canceled his movies, canceled everything he did. No uproar, no protest. See, this is what I don't like. This phony, fake, synthetic rebellion from these non-brave fucking media guys. When it's Stephen Colbert getting shit canned and Colbert agrees with their political point of view, but he fucking bombs and loses $50 million for his company, they're like, we need to fight. This is important. Why doesn't Jon Stewart do something? You fucking tattletale bitches. Jon Stewart, we have to stand up to this. Stand up to what? A guy getting fired because he sucked at his job? Stand up for that? How? Where were you guys when you could have stood up for someone when it actually would have meant you risked something? Like Louis. Like Bill Burr came out during the Louis C.K. thing and he goes, yeah, it's fucked up what Louis did. But there's like levels to this. Everyone acts like making a woman uncomfortable is the same as rape now. And that's just not true. Like even Bill Burr got Louis back and said, we need to put this in perspective. You guys, if it would cost you any grain of like lefty Twitter tweeting bad about you, you're not going to stand up for someone. But some asshole propagandist who tried to shush Jon Stewart when he was revealing the truth about Wuhan, like you're going to stand up for that guy even though his firing is transparently the most understandable firing in television history? Fuck these idiots.
This is 25 years of him on Comedy Central, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just don't, he's not sitting this one out.
None of them defended Roseanne. Roseanne had a top hit show. and she called Valerie Jarrett a monkey. Big fucking deal. Like, can we say that? Big fucking deal. Valerie Jarrett was part of an administration, like any other administration, that had the power and ability, and often did, bomb people and fucking kill them. If you can't call someone like that a monkey, regardless of their skin color, what the fuck? You have to lose your job? Talk about who's really in charge. Hey, here's an all-powerful government administrator. Some lady with a TV show called her a monkey in a tweet. Oh, well, she's got to lose her job and lose her show and lose everything else. What? Why? Because she made fun of a powerful person? What the fuck? And now these retards. Now, what should Jon Stewart say to defend Colbert? Oh, you think he'll walk off? Oh, I think it's in play. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and does this issue metastasize to a large...
Zoom out your camera because I can see the spittle forming kind of where your gums and your teeth meet. It's unnerving and it shouldn't be that close to you. I don't like... And Bill, it's time to get some color, buddy.
Paramount question. They're negotiating right now to bring back the South Park guys. And
you know what the South Park guys should do, guys? This is a great idea. These guys should run show business. The South Park guys should say no to hundreds of millions of dollars because Colbert can't do a show that's worth a shit and draw a fucking dollar. They should quit their jobs because Colbert got fired for sucking.
South Park, they've had South Park's dispute is over money. They have been fighting with the new regime because the Skydance people have to approve the new Paramount deal. And my understanding is that they are working towards a settlement. But do those guys go nuclear on them? I don't think they will because they like making the show. And literally, they're going to make billions of dollars in their next deal.
All right, do the next one. And plus, ... they don't give a fuck about Colbert. Who cares?
But others could feel differently. There's a whole...
But I disagree, though, because I think they're in the same spot as Jon Stewart. Those guys have made a fucking crazy amount of money already. And the whole point of that show is they stand up to shit like this.
That's true.
Stand up to shit like what? Oh, my God. I'm going insane. What are they standing up to? Stephen Colbert got more benefit of the fucking doubt. They let him lose tens of millions of dollars for multiple years, and they kept his ass on. Guys, I don't know where your angst is coming from on this. This is retarded. I'm watching two retarded guys talk about Colbert and shit. Oh, my God. Wally World, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships while I lose my mind. I appreciate it.
The gold sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Oh, my God. $95 away from tonight's goal. Thank you, Wally World, for the amazing generosity. And where does that put us? 41 gifted memberships away from 300. Thank you. Jesus. I mean, that was some of the most asinine podcasting I've ever seen in my life. MSO says, I left for a few minutes. I come back and he's lost it. I mean, no, it's not Roseanne the bar. It's just Roseanne. And no, I can't make this bit about iced tea somehow. Sorry, I apologize. Oh my God, it drives me nuts. Like this, it is funny to watch the people in charge in Hollywood act like there's some kind of vendetta against them in Hollywood. Like, oh, us liberal progressive voices, are we being snuffed out? No, there's 5 trillion of you. They're just trimming the weeds a little bit. Yeah, Sam Show says Colbert wasn't just fired. The entire show was canceled. Right. Hey, by the way, where were all these people when Shane Gillis was fired from Saturday Night Live for going, oh, Hong Kong, and then they thought, oh, yeah, we have to get rid of Shane Gillis. He's so terrible. Oh, great dishonor. Nobody stood up for Shane Gillis and says, wow, this is fucking bullshit. A comedian was trying to be funny on a podcast, and now he can't work on Saturday Night Live. And look, I've said it before. I don't think Gillis is the greatest stand-up. I don't think he's the strongest stand-up guy, but he's a great sketch comedy dude. He is. By the way, Wally, thank you for the 25. I think that ties you for the cuck chair. We've got actually a really tight race in the top 5. No, it doesn't. It puts Wally in 4th place. Wally World is now in 4th place at $25. Meat Hammer is now in the cuck chair. Okay, dude, it's fucking awesome, first of all, that Meat Hammer is in the cuck chair. And Mudbutt is falling out of the cuck chair into 6th place. So let's put Mudbutt and his 20 in the on the envelope here. All right. Thank you, Wally, very much. You are now in 4th place. So it goes 50, 26, 25, 20, 20. It's real close in our standings. Papa Shab says, you do a pretty good Asian. Yeah, you know what? It was pretty good, wasn't it? Oh, Jason! Oh, my podcast is so racist. Hold on. That one probably lingered on the consonants a little bit. Hobo says, you look like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. My head hurts from doing that now. I have a weird middle of the forehead headache from that. Nomo says, almost nobody of note stood up for anyone that got canceled. Yeah. Now, all of a sudden, we have got, Bill Simmons going, oh, it's so unfair. Who's going to stand up for Colbert? Not the bank. Maybe the bank, because they get to loan all that money to CBS at interest. My Lost Interest says Meat Hammer and Mudbutt should be Facebook friends. I mean, it's a missed opportunity if they're not. Taste Fairy calling him Mud the Butt. All right. Dan Vicious with $5 says, as members of Aaron's bot farm, we must ensure he maintains a balance between bigot and retard. Aaron the retarded bigot. That's kind of a fun, sideshow name that I get. Hey, boys and girls, $90 away from clearing it on tonight's show. Thank you so much. $90 away from another win for the toe. Thank you so much for that. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Thank you so much. Just a few more, and we'll call this one good for the night. So thank you. A couple 5s, couple 10s, 45 minutes left in the show. Plenty of time to make a dent. So again, thank you. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Bapa Shab says it took you 38 years to figure out a hair comb. Let me tell you this, Bapa. That is I know that's the nicest you're ever going to get. And that's the kindest you're going to say, Aaron, your hair looks good today. So I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to say, thank you. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Doesn't that look very sweet? I look like a sweet boy. I look like I'm ready for picture day, you know? I look like I am a Brill cream wearing motherfucker is what I look like. Or Hitler. One of the two. It's kind of up to you guys. Throw in a couple of bucks. We'll figure it out by the end of the show. One more CBS thing. Now, yeah, Bravo Channel's Andy Cohen, who's he's the gayest guy. I think we can give Andy Cohen the award for gayest guy. He's another one coming out there now saying, oh, CBS is so cooked without Colbert now. They got rid of Colbert. CBS is cooked. First of all, I hate it when middle-aged gay men try to use young people lingo. It's like, dude, just because you put cock in your mouth on a regular basis does not make you more hip than the rest of us. Stop with the phrase cooked. So he was on Sirius XM. He hosts a show on Sirius XM. And he was talking to his co-host about the Colbert thing and said, oh, yeah, without Colbert now, CBS is cooked. And it's like, what are you talking about? With Colbert, they were losing $50 million a year. I don't understand how cutting a thing that loses you shitloads of money somehow now fucks you over. These guys. He said, I think it's possible that it's losing money. And typically what would happen if a show is losing money that is also super important to the network. Stop. No, it's not. If it's losing $50 million, it ceases to be important to the network. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It was important to the network when it was The Late Show with David Letterman. You're absolutely right. But that show's dead. That show's gone. Kind of like Peter LaSalle, Johnny Carson's right-hand man, who went to work for David Letterman after Johnny retired. NBC put an offer in front of David Letterman to take Jay Leno's place as the host of The Tonight Show after Leno's agent and executive producer was Helen Kushnick was a fucking nightmare being the executive producer of The Tonight Show. She was making waves with everybody in Los Angeles. So then NBC's like, hey, Dave, how about in a year and a half, you take over for Jay? Like when Jay's contract is up, you stay here at NBC and you take over The Tonight Show. And Letterman told Peter Lasalle, Carson's guy, he said, I'm still thinking of taking that deal. I want that show. He said to Peter Lasalle, I want that show. And Lasalle looked at him. He said, David, what show? And he goes, and Lasalle said, the Johnny Carson show? That show's gone. That show's dead. There is no Johnny Carson Tonight Show. What they're offering you is the Jay Leno show. They're offering you damaged goods, and they're not even offering it to you now. They're making you wait. Peter Lasalle told David Letterman, I'm the one who moved heaven and earth to get you this deal, and I'm telling you it's not right. It's shoddy. And so that's kind of what Andy Cohen and these other guys need to figure out, is that, oh, it's such an important show. It was, but it's not the Late Show with David Letterman from the Ed Sullivan Theater anymore. It's the shitty Stephen Colbert, we lose $50 million, $100 million every single year show. That's okay. If Monday Night Football all of a sudden started bleeding money, they wouldn't hesitate to get rid of Monday Night Football because they wouldn't be like, oh, remember when Deerdorf was on and we made a shitload of money? And they're like, yeah, Deerdorf's dead, dude. Like, we don't give a fuck. This is show business. We're canceling your show because it doesn't make any money. So Cohen says that show is important, and the late night time slot has been important to CBS for the last 25 years since Letterman began it on CBS at the Ed Sullivan Theater. 32 years ago. It started in 1993 on CBS, but whatever, fuckface. Yeah, it's such an important television property that Andy Cohen thinks it started in the year 2000. In the year 2000. God. All of these people, Stephen Colbert gets fired because he totally fucking deserves it. And all of these people want to come out the woodwork and cry crocodile tears for him. Meanwhile, people get ripped out of number one shows. People get forced out of number one shows because their commentary, their tweet 15 years ago, their behavior a decade ago, or their politics aren't right, and nobody says a fucking word for these guys. But when Colbert gets fired for the most basic reason in Hollywood, all of a sudden it's got to be hands across America for this failure. What they would do is probably say, oh, here we go. Here's another guy who knows what everyone is saying. Oh, here's what the people behind the scenes are saying. Oh, here's what Jon Stewart's going to say. Here's what the South Park guys are going to say. Oh, God. All of these guys have a crystal ball. You think they would have warned us about the non-release of the Epstein stuff? They would probably say, listen, Stephen, your show is losing X amount of money a year. There's two things we could do, explained Cohen. We could cut the budget in half, maybe move out of the Ed Sullivan Theater, do the show in a small studio that we already own because CBS has a lot of studio space, cut down on staff. You have 200 people working here. We need it to be 100 or 60. And instead of doing your show 5 days a week, we're going to do your show 4 days a week and do a pre-tape your Thursday show. Like, listen to this. He's like, hey, Steven, we're losing $50 million a year. Your show's not successful. People don't want to watch it. Let's make it smaller and shittier. That'll make it work. How have these people been in this business so long and they just still don't know how anything works, like making money? And this is coming from a guy named Cohen. He says, you don't just jump straight to canceling, Hill said. Yes, you do. Canceling, I just named you. Roseanne, Shane Gillis, Louis C.K. Canceled. They didn't say we're going to give you sensitivity training or we're going to help you out. They're going to go, canceled, you're gone. Oh, my God. Sam Show does not like the Stephen Colbert talk. I'm sorry, buddy. Numero Uno says late night TV shows have been declining in ad revenue for years. Right, that's why you can't pay these guys $20 million a year or $30 million a year. You've got Gutfeld making money, but I bet you Gutfeld doesn't make Colbert money. Gutfeld salary, $7 million a year hosting Gutfeld. That's a manageable number. And they do the big numbers over there on Fox. In fact, Greg Gutfeld's the king of late night. But then you look at Colbert salary. Stephen Colbert $15 million. Oh, no, he's secured another 3-year extension for $18 million a year. So he makes about $20 million a year. Kimmel salary, $15 million a year. I bet you Fallon makes the most. Fallon's salary, Jimmy Fallon. Why are they giving me like hourly rates? Jimmy Fallon's salary, $16 million. So they all make between $15 and $20 million a year, except Gutfeld, who makes about half that. So his show probably makes a little bit more money. My Lost Interest says they gave him a year before canceling. Extremely generous. Yeah, and nothing's set in stone. Let's say Colbert magically turns it around, or people start feeling bad for him, and they say, "Well, you know what? I think we'll tune into Gutfeld now, or we'll tune into not Gutfeld. We'll tune into Colbert now." They change their mind. They go, "All right, the show's making money again. Maybe we're not going to cancel it." It doesn't happen very often. But it's happened. Jimmy Fallon is losing $40 a year. No, I didn't mean like the profitability. I meant his salary. They're not taking $40 a year from. That would be funny if he does the show and like every month he gives them $3.25. He's like, here you go. It's my monthly rent for doing the Tonight Show. Leah says, I haven't watched late night TV in years. I watch clips on YouTube. That's what a lot of people do now. They watch, they're all, and they all, you can tell that they produce the shit so that it will look good on YouTube and that they will make YouTube money instead of, network TV money. That's absolutely true. All right, we got a couple of clips to go through here. We got a lot of stuff left in tonight's show. About 35 minutes left, $90 away from tonight's goal. Go for it. Give me a couple bucks, a little 5, a little 10 here and there. We'll get that 90 hammered out and call it another win for the toe. Somebody sent me this today. This is Ice Poseidon, apparently at a mob hangout bar. Like he was at a bar which there's still mobsters. News alert. And Ice Poseidon was doing an IRL stream at one of them where he's like, it's really obnoxious. Like these IRL streamers who just walk around, record themselves. I don't know what the draw is for these people. I really don't. I'm so out of touch. I'll admit it. But like Ice Poseidon is like the guy on this. And he's a guy who kind of looks like he has AIDS. And he's kind of a creepy, weird looking dude. He went to this mob bar hangout. And some of the mob guys kind of got wind of what he was doing, that he was kind of making a mockery of them. And, he's one of these guys who they walk around big cities. They film themselves just walking around and they do type to text donations. And then it comes out through the speakers and, oh, look what we're doing in public. It's wacky like Elisa Jordana shit. Well, Ice Poseidon did one of these. He was at a mob hangout and one of the old mob guys got wind of what he was doing. And he whispered something in Ice Poseidon's ear that must have made him shit his pants because he didn't feel like testing this guy.
I'm getting about 30 calls about you on my phone, and I'm a gangster. So you better fucking leave here right now before there's trouble with yourself. You understand that? You're fucking with the mob over here. You better leave now.
I apologize.
You better leave now.
What's going on?
The sooner you leave, the better.
Okay. I will be gone then.
I love that he goes to whisper in his ear, not realizing that he's talking right into his lav mic. Let's listen to that one more time, because I thought at first that was like edited. I didn't know it was actually what the guy was whispering to him. And like, Ice Poseidon goes from like, oh, guys, we're doing IRL streaming in this mob hangout. Isn't this great? To this guy going, how about we cut your fucking nuts off and stuff them down your fucking throat? How about that? And he's like, oh, yeah, no, I'll go outside. It's not a big deal. Come on. Where's these guys' fucking balls? These IRL streamers are supposed to be like, hip, I don't give a fuck. We do whatever we want, guys. What's the point of doing all that if you won't talk a little shit to a mob guy?
I'm getting about 30 calls about you on my phone, and I'm a gangster. So you better fucking leave here right now before there's trouble with yourself. You understand that? You're fucking with the mob over here. You better leave now.
I apologize.
You better leave now.
What's going on?
The sooner you leave, the better.
Okay. I will be gone then. I will be gone.
You're not gone yet.
You're not gone yet. He's like, hey, asshole. Like hipster wearing a kid's medium. Get the fuck out of there right now. No talking, no debating, no, all right, well, I'll leave right now. Like he's trying to do that thing where you're saving face, where you don't look like a total chicken shit, but your bottom lip is quivering. So like, he's like, okay, I'll leave. Like it's his idea. Shut the fuck up.
As soon as you go,
I will be gone. Thank you very much for your business. I definitely don't want to fuck with the mob. Okay. Well.
That is a guy who's scared shitless and doing his best to save face. He's going to do a thing now where he gets like a block down the road and he's going to be like, oh, fuck those guys. Those guys were dicks. Oh, man, they were such assholes. Like, he ain't going to say shit to the guy when he's kicking him out. But he'll say some shit. Like a block down the road or so. Budman says a mob guy is going to say he's in the mob. Well, it's a mobbed up joint. So it's one of those things where like he's going to say that to, speed up the guy fucking leaving. Dan Vicious with $2 says, sadly, Roseanne is doing some weird J stuff and going against what she calls Chrislam. Huh? Roseanne, look, I'm not sitting here saying Roseanne's my favorite and that she's not fucking insane. She's out of her mind. But I'm saying, like, what she did was not worthy of losing the #1 show on television. That was retarded. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan with some facts and figures for us. Says annual operating cost for the Ed Sullivan Theater alone is $10 million a year. God, that just gives you an idea of, like, how much money Letterman was fucking bringing in. That they could just blow that kind of money. I mean, I get it. Times are changed and, people barely had cable back then in the early 90s. That was considered a luxury. And like, there were way more eyeballs on regular TV and, he could bring in the big advertising dollars, but Jesus Christ. Numero uno also says Late Show has about 200 employees totaling $15 million in salary. So even if you cut that in half, that's still, and you get out of the Ed Sullivan Theater, that's $17 million. You're still 20 to 30 million short, Oh, someone says this is a 10-year-old clip. I don't know. Someone sent it to me. Dude, I'm going to say this. If you know that that's a 10-year-old clip, that means like you follow Ice Poseidon's shit. I think that's kind of gay. And yes, that's 100% me just defending myself from being caught playing a 10-year-old clip. But I'm also going to say, if you know that, you're also a gay guy. Let me open up my last little chunk of stories here. We got a half hour left, and we are $90 away from tonight's goal. Do me a favor. Take this next 30 minutes, cram $90 into the coffers, and see if we can't hammer out tonight's goal. I appreciate it. MSO says Johnny and Digger live now. All right, you guys knock out the goal. We'll watch some Johnny and Digger tonight. How's that? I'll take a few minutes after the end of overtime, and we'll check out a little Johnny and Digger. Stoned Out writes, okay, buddy. Yeah, that's about what I deserve on that one. Yeah, Stoned Out. That was me 100% trying to save face for getting caught playing a 10-year-old video. MSO says, Aaron, why don't you drop in and wish Digger a happy birthday? I will. If we knock out that $90 by 8:30, I will absolutely go in and we will all wish Digger a happy birthday together. Numero uno says industry-wide ad revenue for late night shows went from $440 million a year to $220 from 2018 to 2024. Brutal, man. Flagrant Vagrant says, can you never have Johnny on again? Don't I always name a price for shit, don't I? If a total of $100 comes in by 8:15, I will give Johnny tomorrow off. There, Flagrant Vagrant, how's that? If $100 comes in the next 15 minutes or by 8:15, I will give Johnny the night off. Look, whenever someone asks a question on this show, I always give you guys a dollar amount to hit it. So there's a couple rewards for hitting the goal tonight. One, we go wish Digger a happy birthday. Two, we give Johnny the day off. How's that? Oh, yeah, no, he'll be paid, Budman. I'm not going to dock his pay or anything. He's still getting paid. Papa Shab says, you're such a fucking heap. What, dude? Think about it. Like, I have a goal on this show, right? There's a certain amount of money we got to make to stay in the line we've been accustomed to. We just dropped the morning goal permanently. That's pretty awesome. And now we're going to, you know, if there's a little value added that I can give the audience, I will. Numero Uno says Gutfeld annual production costs are supposedly $20 to $25 million per year, all included. I'm glad we have Numero Uno to look this shit up. All right, $90 away from tonight's goal. Throw in a few bucks. We'll wish Digger a happy birthday. If $100 comes in by 8:15, I'll put my money where my mouth is and give Johnny the night off. All right, let's talk DUIs. How many do you have? I found out that's the most common reason Americans have a record is the DUI. And, like, it really fucks up what you can do. Like, there's a lot of countries you can't go to if you get a DUI. A Washington County man will spend up to 11 years in prison after his 12th DUI conviction. And that's, look, you have to. I mean, after 12, I would say after 3 or 4, you got to go to prison. But 12, like if you've got 12 DUIs, you are making zero effort not to drive completely fucked up. Because you would think if you've got 12 DUIs, remember, that's 12 times they've caught you. So you're probably driving drunk on a fairly regular basis, which to me would intimate that you might get good at it at some point, or at least not get caught a lot. But this guy, 12 DUI convictions. I want to know how many times he's been, like, has he been pulled over and gotten the DUI every time, or have there been some where he skated? So this is 12 times getting caught and getting the DUI. Yeah, you got to put this guy away for a while. And no, it is not cheeseburger pie. According to the Westmoreland County District Attorney's Office, 68-year-old William Strogish of Ellsworth was sentenced to 5 to 11 years in prison for an accident that injured 3 motorcyclists back in 2023. Ligonier Valley Police charged Strogish in November of that year with DUI and causing the accident that occurred on Laurel Mountain in July 2023. He allegedly struck 4 motorcyclists who were traveling in the opposite direction when his SUV swerved into the opposite lane. Those victims have since undergone multiple surgeries and some have lifelong permanent injuries. Yeah. I could understand the 5 to 11 years if it was just the DUI, but also hitting people. Yeah, they're going to crank that up a little bit. If you did it while you were fucked up too, they're going to turn up the heat on that sentence. Nomo says, I had 1. Sam Show says, let Johnny take a month off until he figures out who butters his bread. What does that even mean? Like Johnny doesn't know who butters his bread. Sam Show, explain yourself. I'd like to discuss that. I think Johnny knows just fine who butters his bread. Don't try to cause problems. I don't understand what you mean by that. Cockdiff says diggers are trouble. No. Flagrant Vagrant says if he'd struck cyclists, he'd be a national hero. They are obnoxious, but like, here's the problem if you're a cyclist. Nobody likes you. If you're on the sidewalk, everybody hates your fucking guts. If you're on the road, everybody hates your fucking guts. So like, you're a man without a country. My Lost Interest says, I agree with Aaron. Get rid of DUIs and make it a reckless driving offense with big penalties. Wait, what? Did I? Did I say that? I didn't say get rid of DUIs. What? No. I said just if you get 3 or 4 DUIs, you should probably, it's probably time for a cage. That's all. Sam Show says, you're just a charity case. What, like, you mean like Johnny's my charity case? You don't think Johnny does a good job on the show? I think Johnny does fine work. And there's people out, like on Mondays and Tuesdays, I see people go, oh, you're not hitting the goal and it's a Johnny day. It's like there's plenty of Wednesdays and Thursdays where we fucking limp into the finish, barely knocking out the goal. That's not just a Monday or Tuesday thing. Numero uno says plenty of countries aren't stuffed full of fat retards who hate cyclists, actually. Oh, I forgot. Numero's not one of them. He's one of us. Historically White says if Johnny is a digger lover, good for him, as long as it starts with a D and not an N. All right. It is a fucking hanging curveball for some of you. We got about 7 minutes. And if we hammer out the $100, we got $90 left in the goal. If we get that $90 hammered out by 8:15, I'll give Johnny the night off. But or the day off tomorrow. If we get the goal knocked out by 8:30, we'll hang on for a little bit longer and we'll go do some stream sniping of Johnny and Digger and wish Digger a happy birthday. How's that? Real Jacks 2 says, didn't you say at one time you shouldn't get a DUI unless you're completely sloshed? I don't think you should get a DUI unless you're driving in a way that actively puts people in danger. Like if you get pulled over because you're swerving all over the center lines and shit, or, you're speeding at an alarming rate or driving way too slow at an alarming rate, then yeah, let's do the whole thing. And if you find out they're fucked up, give them a DUI. But like, there's sometimes you watch some of those DUI body cam videos, and isn't there ever part of you that goes, come on, close enough, let him go home? Like you're going to fucking blow up his spot because he was doing the stand on one leg thing and he went like this a little. Like that's the best you're going to get out of all of us. We're a fat country. We have poor agility and bad body balance. If this was Tecmo Super Bowl, we'd get tackled the minute somebody touched us. So, when it comes to the DUI thing, I think we had it. I think we were a more civilized country back when the police were allowed to make kind of judgment calls. And they were allowed to pull a guy over and kind of look him over and be like, all right, drive it straight home. Don't go anywhere else. Be safe. Get home. Good night. Or holy shit, you're fucked up. You can barely keep your eyes open. You're going into the drunk tank and we're going to charge you. Budman says, give him a ride home. I don't know if I'd go that. It depends on how bad he is. But like if he hasn't hurt anyone or he hasn't put anyone in danger, I've got a problem with some of the speeding enforcements too. It's like if someone's driving 75 in a 65, I think that's a lot safer than driving 50 in a 65. Yet the driving 50 in a 65 is not illegal. The driving 75 is. I don't agree that the speed limits are for safety. I think they're a revenue generator. That's all. 09 Canyon says, I'd have no problem with cyclists if they followed the rules of the road. Too many go from the sidewalk to the road, run stop signs, and never use hand signals when they turn. Some of them can be arrogant little cunts. That's true. Some of them are just, they're doing all right. They're keeping a decent speed. Sam Show says, just run them over. Cyclists need to learn their place. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the cops are siding with you on that one, buddy. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Knock out that last $90 here in the last 20 minutes. I sure would love it. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you got 5 or 10 or 20 to throw at the old toe, sure would be nice. We've made a whopping $70 tonight. I really hope we can notch ourselves a win, and I really hope you can help us notch that win in the next 20 minutes or so. We've got this guy. I forgot this guy existed. This is something I meant to get to last week on Thursday or Friday, and we never ended up getting to it. This is in Los Angeles, only in Los Angeles. There's a place called Winchell's Donut Shop, and they got robbed last week. You wouldn't think that a donut shop would be a big robbery target, but Los Angeles, you can't really write anything off. A man came into the donut shop, wearing a bikini and demanding money. He was wearing a bikini and I think a life jacket, and he was trashing the bakery, and I don't know how much money you're going to get from a bakery. I really don't. I don't think they're a big revenue generator. Like, what is it? What's a donut? Like $1.50 a pop? I don't really know how much cash they're stacking there, but let's take a look. There he is. He's wearing a captain hat. He's wearing a women's bikini. Oh my God. Oh fuck. He's strapped to. Oh my God. That gun means fucking business. You know, that's not fair to dress like a complete mo, but then have a giant gun to stick in people's faces. Like, that's such a mixed signal. It's like, on one hand, it's like, I'm just a batshit crazy guy dressed in a bikini. Don't worry about me. But then, like, with the other side of his mouth, he's going like, I'll still blow your fucking head off. And then you'll be known as the guy who got shot in the face by the gay dude wearing a bikini and a cap and a sun hat. There he goes. I mean, there is a lot of... Oh, wow. They brought the whole cash at him. Hey, how about we don't throw a fucking chair at the psychopath in a bikini holding a gun, asshole? Not a good idea. So I guess he got a bunch of cash from the donut place. Who knew that they just kept stacks on stacks at the sweets shop?
Get on the ground, dude.
Oh, they got him. Oh, he took his fucking... Oh, he took his titties out. Oh, he took his titties out. He's got his top off, that whore. Oh, wait, they fucking shot... They shot the donut guy?
Shot fired. Get down. Option needs help. Put it down. Get down. Get down.
Holy shit, this got serious. The fucking two-piece titty bikini donut robber guy made it serious. Shit went to street level.
Get down. No.
Is he pointing his gun down the alley and there's another cop on the other side of the alley? Hey, boys, let's get our shit together on this call, huh? I mean, it's fucking amateur hour. Oh, now he's climbing.
Get down, man. Watch out. Crossfire.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, at the end of the video, they finally go crossfire, crossfire, crossfire. Yeah, guys, reel it in a little bit. No offense, but if you can't take down the bikini donut robber guy without blowing his head off, we've got problems. Jesus. Oh, that's a good point. He fucked with a donut shop. That's why the cops are getting after him. He fucked with a cop's donut shop, and now that's one way to make sure they jump all up in your ass, and all up in their ass they did. Hey, thank you very much to Anonymous Fake Dono. Says, happy birthday, Digger. Let's fucking go. $10 from Anonymous Fake Dono. Thank you very much. Guys, we are $80 away from tonight's goal and 15 minutes left in the program. Let's team up. Let's get this thing knocked out and call it a win for the toe. $80 left. 41 gifted memberships away from 300. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's get that. Let's go on a nice run for that last 80 and call it a win. We got a little argument breaking out in the chat. It's about cyclists. They're upset about cyclists in the chat tonight. Numero Uno says, yes, follow the rules of the road like people do in cars all the time. Don't forget, guys, Numero Uno Josh Denny fan is a big cycling guy. You know? Numero Uno says, here's a story about how everyone drives drunk and we should maybe make it less illegal. Anyway, the problem is cyclists. When did I say the problem is cyclists? That was everybody else. I was trying to let drunk guys drive home. That was my only agenda with that story. How do we make it easier letting buzzed guys drive home? SP and I agreed last night that they need to raise the legal limit from 0.08 to at least 0.1. I think 0.12 or 0.14 should be the legal limit, but at least go back to 0.1. I mean, 0.08 can sometimes be enjoyable buzzed driving and completely safe. Flagrant Vagrant says the main issue with cyclists is that they're gigantic fat. I mean, in a way, he is saying it's the only issue. So that there is that, at least. Eric Cartman says that's Childish Gambino. Oh, he really is doing another crazy character, isn't he? Oh, that Childish Gambino. What will he think of next? Numero Uno says, I can't imagine the living nightmare that is 09 Canyon's life. Constantly dodging 6-kilogram bicycles. Numero Uno, we talking pounds here? How does he even survive from day to day? Oh boy, here we go. You guys ready for 09 Canyon versus Numero Uno Josh Denny fan? And the great cycling debate of 2025? Do me a favor. Throw in a couple of super chats, PayPals, Venmos, super chats, Rumble rants, and gifted memberships. And let's see where this thing goes. 09 Canyon says, Numero Uno, you're making more of it than I was. It's not a top issue in my life. Just commenting because it was brought up. Then we got a bunch of donut comments. Leah says, my money is on Numero Uno. All right, there you go. Everyone start dropping some money on the toe. Place your bets. 09 Canyon or Numero Uno Josh Denny fan. Who do you got in this cycling debate? War of words. I'm just looking for a way to shamelessly hit my goal. That's all. That's all I'm doing. Mayor Larry Vaughn with $1.99 says bikes are banned in Amity. Can't stand them. Well, yeah, I mean, you got all kinds of problems you could have with vandalism and bike theft when people go out for a nice day on the beach. And after all, Amity means friendship. Nomo with $1 says gear up. I think that means do steroids. Come on, 09. Come on, Numero Uno. Everybody throw in some money. We got $10 to make 10 minutes to make $80. I wish we had 80 minutes to make $10. Let's see if we can do that with you two guys and all that heterosexual masculine energy you've got talking about bikes and shit. Let's see if we can make some money off of your two's ass, huh? Eric Hartman says debate the cycle at Stoney's. Dub says cyclists occasionally puncture fuel tanks when deleting. What? I've never heard of these. I've never heard of these crazy cycling gangs that go and puncture fuel tanks while they ride by. That's a new one on me. I'll be quite honest. All right, let's get to this clip of Tucker. We got 10 minutes left tonight. We're losing by about $80. Thank you guys for your generosity. I appreciate it. If we could squeeze a little more out. I mean, are we really going to have a day where the morning show wins and goes over and the evening show fails by $80? That should not be allowed to happen. And I can't let you guys do that. Throw in a couple of bucks. Let's get a win for the toe. Tucker Carlson is denying the accusation that he called Donald Trump to apologize. If you'll remember that last month, Donald Trump said, Tucker called me to apologize about some things he said. It was about the Trump bombing Iran for Israel. And Tucker Carlson criticized him for it. He was very much against it. He thought it was a betrayal of everything MAGA. So then Trump decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to tell the world, I'm going to tell the media, Tucker called me and he said, I'm really sorry. I'm a big fan. I got a little out over my skis. Not a big deal. Well, Tucker's pushing back now and saying, the fuck I did say. What are you talking about? Leo with $2 says for the Tecmo Super Bowl callback, thank you very much. That's going to put us at $75 away from tonight's goal. Come on, guys. Push that last $75 right over here into the middle of the table, right to the old toe. Maybe knock out some of those 41 gifted memberships on Rumble, and let's make $75 in the next 9 minutes. I appreciate every dollar you guys give to this program to keep it on the air. We're celebrating 11 years this Sunday. Let's see if we've got this is Tucker talking about this allegation that he called Trump to apologize to him.
Trump said you apologized to him on the phone. Is that true?
Okay. No.
No, it's not true.
No, I will say this. I mean, I don't yeah, great. I don't care. I really like Trump. I campaigned for Trump. I just, to say it again, I agree with Trump. I have agreed with Trump on the issues. I'd be happy. I'm the first to apologize because I am the most mindful of my limits and my own absurdities and the nonsense that I have spouted over the years. Like, I don't think I'm God. And so I'm happy to apologize. And you can ask anyone.
It's weird. There's a lot of people on the right who think you're God, Tucker. Just letting you know.
Knows me. I'm an apologizer.
So you're apologizing now publicly.
Apologize
before. I didn't attack Trump then. I disagreed with him. And I said how I wasn't, I didn't say, I don't think anything that would warrant an apology.
But that he talks publicly about you to other journalists and it goes around the world.
You know what that is, though? That's Donald Trump basically like saying what he wished would happen. That's him being president, using the power of the bully pulpit to be like, he can spout some bullshit. And by the time Tucker has a chance to correct it, it's already way too late. He's like, Tucker called me and he apologized. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares if Tucker apologized or not. But Trump needs that to soothe his own ego. Like, Trump's like, Tucker apologized to me, said he's sorry that Iran is gay. Trump needed that to soothe his own ego, not because he thought anybody would buy it.
I mean, this shows your power, no?
Power! Maybe I should stop Iran from having the bomb since I have so much power. I'll just will it into creation. No, I don't think I have any power at all. I mean,
why would the president talk about it?
There's a difference between power and influence. I hate it when people are like, yeah, you have power. Tucker doesn't have any power. Power is, I can order a B-2 bombing strike on your country. That's power. Tucker has influence. Tucker can voice an idea and an opinion, and he can put it into the ears of millions of people, and maybe a few thousand of those people change their opinion, and they go, Tucker's got a great idea. I'm going with what Tucker said. That's a big difference than having, like, absolute power. That's a big difference. I do like, though, that, like, all these guys on podcasts try to get people into fights and beefs and battles, and Tucker knows that's what this guy's trying to do. He's like, did you really apologize to Trump? And Tucker's like, no, but I don't give a fuck. I like that about him. I like that you can't rattle Tucker Carlson. You can't get him into some like long feud or anything like that. He's just like, no, I didn't call and apologize to Trump. But he also doesn't give a fuck that Trump said that, because what's the point? I like that about him. I really do. There's a genuineness about Tucker that I don't think Trump has. He better not apologize, says Leah. He's right. Yeah. On the Iran thing, 100%. We got some Benjamin Netanyahu clips on tomorrow's show that. Did I mention I'm not a big fan of that guy? Oh, by the way, I saw like no news about the 72 Palestinians who were trying to get food and the IDF fucking mowed them down and killed them. Like, we talked about it on the show today. I looked for it in other places. Not a goddamn thing. Apparently I don't know, like apparently the Coldplay concert is more important than the 72 people in Gaza that got fucking killed trying to get some soup. I don't know. Well, guys, we're 5 minutes away from the end of tonight's show. It doesn't look like we're going to be going wishing Digger a happy birthday. It looks like we're going to start the evening shows off with a big old fat stinky L on anniversary week. That fucking sucks. That really eats it. But if in the next 5 minutes you want to throw in a couple of bucks and you want to help us get close to a win, I sure would appreciate it. I can actually say this time that the morning show got you to 160. I mean, they got really close. They got you pretty far into tonight. We only made it half the way. Wait a minute. No, we made it a little more than half the way. $75. So we made $85 tonight. Not the greatest. That's not going to keep the old evening shows in business. So if you got a couple of bucks you could throw our way in the next couple of minutes, boy, would I appreciate it. I don't have anything to do tonight, so if you guys could get us inside of 40 or so in the next 3 minutes, I might go till 9 for you. You know me, I hate missing goals. It's gross, it's disgusting, but I also need a little bit of hope if I'm going to put a little more time on the clock. So we do have a few stories we can get to. We got a chat that's still going great. So if you guys want to throw a couple bucks in, awesome. That means a lot. Otherwise, we're going to bring this thing in for a landing. Thank you to CSE for 5 gifted memberships over on the YouTube end of things.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
$2 from Numero Uno says, can everyone shout out their favorite recurring segments from the old days or favorite bits from the toe? I'm interested in steel toe history. Well, there you go, guys. Ask and you shall receive. Nomo gifting a membership on Rumble. That's going to put us 55 away from tonight's goal and 40 gifted memberships away from 300. So, hey, guys, thanks for the little the fight you put up here at the end. We got 2 minutes left. We're $55 away from tonight's goal. I really appreciate this late push. Maybe we can get all the way there. That would be sweet. Like I said, if in the next minute and a half or so we get under 40, I got nothing else to do. I can go till 9 tonight. I'm all prepped up for tomorrow. We're ready to go. But otherwise, if we're saying good night, then we're saying good night. $55 away. Not an awful night. We got over 100 in the bank. Just came up a little short. What do you do? Harry Ball says $40 to catch an STI. Seems steep. Huh? Was he? I don't get. Do you get it? I don't get it. STD, STI. I don't. We got 1 minute left before I have to say farewell. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Again, if we can drop another 15 or 20 bucks in there in the next minute or so, I wouldn't mind continuing on for you. $50 away. Rust Belt gifting a membership. Thank you for that gifted membership on Rumble. Rust Belt, 39 away from 300. Thank you guys so much for those contributions. Just a $50 shortage for tonight. Not a bad job, guys. Thank you so much for your results, for your contributions to this fair and fine program. Well. Like I said, if we did another $10, I'd hang around thinking, you know what? I think we got a fighting shot at banging this thing out. Unfortunately, we got about 10 seconds left, and I don't think we're going to make it. I do appreciate you guys being here tonight, though. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share. Do what you can to promote the shows in the evening. I appreciate it. I'm going to do a couple quick refreshes here. Hate losing. It would have been another $5 or $10, and I'd have kept her going for another half hour. Damn it all to hell. All right. Loopy with 50. Oh. Loopy with a 50. Give her an Olbermann.
They are afraid.
Says Deshaun Jackson needs to come back. Deshaun Jackson? Isn't that the old kick returner from way back in the day from the Eagles? It's fucking 38. We take 35 of that 50. That means we're $15 away from tonight's goal. All right, fine. Here's the deal. I'll go until 9 o'clock. We get that $15 hammered out. We'll go say happy birthday to Digger and Johnny, and we'll go say hello. So 3 more gifted memberships on Rumble, $15 more. We'll call it a win for the toe. I say deal. That was very nice of you, Loopy. Holy shit, thank you so much. Where does that put Loopy now in the rankings? That's got to put her up near the top, doesn't it? $50. Yeah, puts her in a tie for first place with Naughty Pine. Let's put Loopy in there at 50. Zen Man is now in third at 26. Angel Roll in fourth at 25. And Wally World is now in the cuck chair Unfortunately, that means that Meat Hammer is now at $20 and he is falling out of the cuck chair. Sorry, Meat Hammer. I really thought Meat Hammer was the perfect name for the cuck chair. Let's put Meat Hammer and his big hot $20 on the envelope here, keeping track of what's going on. We're still $15 away from tonight's goal. I do thank you for that. And Loopy, thank you for saving tonight's show. That's so kind of you. That $15 will go right towards us going to wish Digger a happy birthday. Well, if we're not going to do that $15 right away, let's sing for our supper. What do you say? Sean Lenane says, move the goalposts for the loss. Always. Always. You know me. I'm the kind of guy. Oh, Digger will not be on at 9. She goes off. Well, then we'll get this 15 taken care of and we'll go watch Digger. How's that? Numero uno with $2 says, anyone, favorite toe segments, best written bits? I want a best of compilation. I don't know where you'd find them. Like, I guess I have a shitload of. I have a bunch of them in a Google Drive somewhere. But, I mean, the audience can maybe write in if some of the old school people are here. I think Nurembergers is a lot of people's favorite. The only problem is we nuked that thing. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan says, how much to not go say happy birthday to Digger? Well, here's the deal. You can vote with your money. We've got $15 left in tonight's goal. Whichever side gives more, that's what we'll do. There's the say happy birthday to Digger side and the don't say happy birthday to Digger side. We'll put it to a vote, and that vote will be with money. $15 away from tonight's goal. Thank you, guys. So this morning, we watched a plane burst into flames. We watched the engine start on fire because of, well, that's what's happening with planes lately. Loopy with $2 says, Deshaun Hannity, I meant. Oh, numero uno, Loopy was giving you one of her favorite steel toe bits. We had a black conservative commentator named Deshaun Hannity, and he would just say really Christian conservative shit. It was stupid. It was remarkably retarded, but it was fun. How did Deshaun Hannity go? Deshaun Hannity was like, yo, listen, motherfucker, life would be a lot better for Americans if we had more dads taking care of their kids and shit. That was Deshaun Hannity. Yo, man, I got to tell you something right now. All these fucking suckers on welfare suckling at the teat of the taxpayer, we ought to cut that shit off so this country can be great again. And we need to get back to God and prayer in the classroom. You feel me? And if any of these fucking brown-skinned Muslim motherfuckers be stepping to us, all we do is bomb them and do some regime change, motherfucker. That was Deshaun Hannity. I'm a little rusty on Deshaun Hannity, but that's the vibe, if you'd like. My Lost Interest with $2 says, mine is the Drop the Pen show. Oh, where I got my dick sucked a little under the table? Yeah, that was a classic. Numero uno says, you nuked the best fan favorite bit. How was best of shows only a Howard Stern thing? We did plenty of best of shows in the old steel toe days, especially like when we went on vacations and shit. For sure. Yeah, we did a lot of those. We're about $10 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys for chipping in $2 at a time. Helps a ton. Did we get the My Lost Interest? Oh, yeah, the Drop the Pen show. Numero uno with $2 says, Corey sucked your dick. Yeah, I guess I didn't say who sucked my dick under the table. I left that one wide open. Let me ask you a question. Why do you automatically go to Corey? That's what I ask. Papa Shab says, was that when Matt was co-hosting? See, I left it. I deserve that. I left myself wide open. There's really no getting around that being turned into a gay thing. All right, officially $10 away from tonight. Thank you for those $2 drops at a time. Looks like we can get this thing knocked out that way. $2 from Numero Uno says, when are these best of shows getting posted? Stern compilations are very popular. I have posted them before. We'll have to do them with Rumble Studio in a little while because I gotta up my Rumble Studio numbers for this month. $8 away from tonight's goal. $7 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much. Numero uno with another $2 says Corey is a Swartzen opener. Is that what they call an open secret in the biz? Well, yes, the rumor is now that Nick Swartzen brings unfunny gay guys on the road with him so he can have sex with them. That's now apparently the rumor in the comedy biz, is that that's what Nick Swartzen brings his openers on the road for. On a Wall gifting a membership. Thank you very much, buddy. 38 gifted memberships away from 300, and we're now $2 away from tonight's goal. $2 away. I say do it $1 at a time. Thank you so much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. So anyway, we had this plane that was on fire this morning. We were checking that out. We watched that. Now in, where is this? Barcelona? No, Indonesia. Off the coast of Indonesia this weekend, a ferry carrying 280 people caught fire. Check this shit out. I can't imagine that an Indonesian ferry is the most like up to code in terms of like what the United States say would require a ship to be. I imagine that when a ship goes up, like when a ferry, an old, greasy, leaky, shitty, oil-soaked ferry in Indonesia goes up, it goes up quick. The ferry was traveling from the Talud Islands to Manado when it erupted in flames around 12 p.m. local time Sunday. Shocking videos show passengers jumping into the sea as fire engulfed the upper deck with thick smoke billowing into the sky. Yeah, that's... Oh my God, so the life jackets are orange? That totally looks like a guy on fire jumping into the water. that 100% just looks like a dude who's engulfed in flame trying to put himself out. Rescue ships and local fishing boats were rushed to save those in the water. Sharks took the rest, Chief. One survivor said she floated for nearly an hour before being rescued. Authorities say survivors were transported to a nearby island, and search efforts for remaining passengers are ongoing. Oh, no. That means we had some deaths. That means we might have had some people go down with the old ship. The cause of the fire is still unknown. It looks like it went up quick, though. Like I said, I can't imagine what the safety procedures and what the safety protocols are on an Indonesian ferry, an island ferry. I can't imagine that it's that thorough. Thank you very... Oh, no, we got On a Wall and his gifted membership. Thank you. $2. $2. We can do this. $2 away from tonight's goal. Real Jacks with $1. We take 80 cents of that. We're $1.20 away. Let's do this. Let's do this a little at a time. $1 away from tonight. Real Jacks 2 says, boy, that was a real upper decker. MSO says, was that a Margaritaville cruise? It's not a Margaritaville cruise yet, but I have a feeling once they get that ferry ship all cleaned up, and they get a new coat of paint on it, might as well put some palm trees and parrots on it. Well, I mean, what's stopping you? If we knock out that 120 in the next couple of minutes, we'll go over and say hi to Digger and wish her a happy birthday. Hulkamasha Baby says, that's your next wife, an Indonesian island ferry. Sean Linane with $1 says, I support the Minnesota gay ferry. I think he's trying to say me. Hey, that means we're 40 cents away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much. So close. Atomic Ray says, I hope the rescue boats bring barbecue sauce. I'm going to be stuck on an island. I get hungry. Oh, God. Silverwolf says, Aaron, I've been in contact with SEAL Team 6. They're on their way to rescue Randy Rothstein. Sit tight. Randy's fine. Randy's fine. I'm going to prove to Silverwolf that I have his bobblehead and it's ready for him, and that I've just constantly forgotten about him all the time. Ryan the Garbage Man with $2 over on PayPal says, Brill Cream, a little dabble do ya. Thank you, buddy. That means it's over, and it's another win for the toe.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
There we go. Hey, we knocked it out tonight. We knocked it out tonight. Thank you guys very much. I gave the morning an extra half hour because we needed a little extra time, although we did end up getting it at 10:30. So I technically didn't need to offer the extra 30. I kind of suckered myself into it. And I did an extra half hour tonight. I worked a full 8-hour shift, you guys. I don't mean to brag, but I worked a full 8. Thank you. Numero uno with $1 says, fuck Digger, no one cares about her birthday. My Lost Interest says, you should rename this show Flaming Ferry. I don't think that accurately describes the show. MSO, do me a favor. Could you give me a link to Digger's stream so we can see what the deal is here? Oh, Digger's birthday extravaganza.
I have the distinct honor of growing up. I have the distinct honor of growing up at a period of time when nobody knew the internet.
Why are there so many people? Why do we have as many people on this stream as we do people watching? And all of these people have like setups and they have like a whole streaming thing.
Right now you have no idea.
I know, right?
Do me a favor, don't look up the age of Ask Jeeves or if he's even still alive.
Oh my goodness.
Jeeves is dead.
Yeah.
Sorry,
See,
bud.
I have fond memories of Mr. Jeeves. Sir Jeeves?
We're having
No. What's his
Jeeves? Just ask Jeeves.
Just ask
I
Jeeves.
remember
Ask
Club
Jeeves.
Penguin.
We're having a conversation about old search engines now. All right, hold on. Let's Digger's not monetized. I was going to give her a super chat. Oh, fuck me. How does Digger have 13 people watching and 33 likes? I bet you I don't have 33 likes on both platforms right now. Everybody hit thumbs up. Happy birthday, Digger. That's fucking gay. I can write something meaner than that. AKA Gold Digger. Johnny Kaiser. Watch your wallets, boys. There we go. All right, let's see if she has the fucking balls.
The dogs, whatever the heck it was. You would play 90 days, and that would make you start the fuck over.
I'll be right back.
Of course she's doing
Brian,
to give the dog back.
Yeah.
Give me a second, Brian. I've got something
Thank
to show
you,
you. Give me just a
Steel
second.
Toe.
Be right back.
Thank you, Aaron. Good to see you. Watch your
Yeah.
wallets, boys. And hello, Mikey. How you doing?
That was it?
Good to
Joke's
see
on you.
ya.
I'm the only one here who steals wallets.
It's a toe invasion.
Oh, shit. We got more toe people watching. Oh, let's have a fun toe invasion.
like that.
Guys, be nice.
Sorry, you knew a girl who what?
Here.
I'm interested.
We're putting the links in the chat.
Oh.
There's the link to Digger's stream. There it is in the YouTube chat. There's Digger's stream. Let's see if you guys are going to be nice in the chat. Go ahead and click the link. And let's see if you guys are going to be kind. Numero uno with $1 says, congrats on not dying, Digger. Wish I could say the same for Johnny. Jesus Christ, Numero.
Very close together.
All right, guys, get in that chat.
Did they live in Alabama?
No, Michigan.
Get in that chat and let's make a difference in someone's life on their birthday today.
Yeah, for the toe raid, we got a big toe here for you.
Yes. We've got a whole Johnny
you,
foot.
Brian.
I hope they do something funny with this. I don't want to just sit here and stare at them not be funny.
Wait, is he holding his...
Hey, Johnny, can we see your brand new shoes on your worthless legs? All right, see, now that was mean. Leah says, Digger, can you explain islands to us?
Yeah, I need another picture of toes. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally can.
Tigger
can you?
smart.
Oh, no.
You won't. You won't. No balls.
My lost interest, toe raid, happy birthday, Digger. See, so far you guys are being nice. Other than that Johnny's useless legs comment, it's been very kind.
Wow.
Toenail too.
I have white untreated.
Oh, she skipped over the worthless legs comment. That was. We would have read that one on the toe.
Judging by that picture, it seems you can.
I hope she addresses this islands comment.
Nothing to operate the clipper with, so unless I want to chew on them like my.
Hey, you guys got her up to 30. She went from 12 to 30 because of the toe bump.
The toe pictures for free, okay? But
all right, what's the price?
Let's see. See?
Read that comment. Read that.
Nicely done.
Read that comment.
Definitely can't do that. Wow.
Read the comment.
Leah, I cannot
Right.
explain
Right.
islands to you. Apparently, Leah, I have no idea how islands actually work.
You don't.
I could have sworn.
Islands? Like the
But there was
landmass?
an island or three specifically in the Vancouver Island area that weren't actually attached.
Digger doesn't know that islands are attached to the earth.
Understand
Floating island.
now that I am wrong. But what can
Yeah,
you
if
do?
we put too many people on Guam, it's gonna flip over.
That's a congressman actually said that shit.
The thing I was taught in Canadian schools was things
Johnny
like
froze.
That. If you put everyone
Johnny
on one
froze.
Side of Guam, it'll just, ass over tea kettle.
Chi
So
Jefferson
you
says
can't
40 likes, double what Aaron has for both shows. New boot. Oh God, I thought you were actually being serious. Speaking of islands, whatever happened to the Island Boys? I think that's pretty much they're done. Silverwolf, Aaron told me to be nice, so this is me being nice. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Digger. Happy birthday. See? You guys have kept it pretty nice.
The islands.
You guys kept it pretty nice. I'm proud of you guys. Toe is getting all riled up that you aren't reading me Johnny comments and promising he will tomorrow. No, now don't. Now, wait a minute. Don't go in there tattling and saying that I'm doing shit I'm not doing. Don't you go and do that, numero uno. Don't make problems where they don't exist. $1 from numero uno says, a fun toe invasion. Sounds like the weird shit you get up to in the old days. Thank you. Numero uno with $1 says, counting on Digger's band of geeks to do something funny. Do you hear how that sounds? Well, no offense, but like, they're having fun. You know what I mean? Like they're having a good, they seem to be entertaining each other. I'm proud of you guys though. You brought her like an extra couple dozen people. That was nice. Wished her a happy birthday. That was sweet. And we have, where'd it go? I had a good one here and I lost it. Baba Shab says, you weren't kidding when you called her cracked. When did I call her cracked? When did I say anything bad about Digger? Please inform me. Enlighten me. When did I say anything mean about Johnny's friend Digger? Never once. Satan's mechanic says they're stoned out of their gourd, dude. I mean, it looks like everyone in that on that screen probably partakes quite a bit. Sam Show says he's talking to me, retard. Oh, well then, hey, don't let me interrupt. All right, we got 10 minutes left. We got time for one more. Apparently, numero uno is going to love this. We'll end on this one. Apparently, Elon Musk is like the least popular guy out there. The least popular guy, literally, that CNN has ever polled. And it makes sense because, like, Elon pissed off the lefties when he went to work for Trump. Remember, Elon was like king lefty. All the lefties liked him because he had electric cars and he was fighting climate change and all that shit. Then he goes to work for Trump. He thinks Trump's going to be the man. So now all the lefties think he's garbage. Remember all those like totally not paid for protests that were happening outside of Tesla dealerships and the vandalized Tesla, charger stations? Well, then Elon got disenchanted with Trump because Trump brought Elon in to cut like $1 trillion of government spending. Elon found the $1 trillion, at least about $500-600 billion worth of federal spending for Trump to cut. And he's like, here you go. This is what I took time away from my rockets for. This is what I took time away from my cars for. Here's your $550 billion in federal spending. And when it came time for Trump's big, beautiful bill, $60 billion in Doge cuts. 1/10 of what Elon asked for. So then he got pissed. And then he said the reason Trump's not releasing the Epstein files is because he's in them. And, did he walk that back, or did he kind of just go quiet on the whole issue? I can't recall which one it was exactly, but either way, so Elon alienated lefties. Then he attacked Trump and alienated righties. Now he's a man without a country trying to start a new political party.
Yeah, I would say that I have rarely seen someone who entered the political scene and it has been so unkind to them. What are we talking about here? All I can say is, geez, Louise, the first time we ever saw Elon Musk ever.
Is this the guy that used to be Italian? And once in a while he'd go like this, and now he's just full-blown Fanuc. Like, he just went full-blown, like, I'm going to be the gayest guy there's ever been on this network. And that's coming from a guy who's watched Brian Stelter. Now he's just kind of totally leaning into the gay thing. All right, look, whatever works. CNN's working on branding, and Don Lemon's gone, and best of luck.
Ever polled was all the way back in June of 2016. He was the most popular person polled by Bloomberg back in June of 2016 with a plus 29 percentage point net favorable rating. Down we go as we go to this side.
Geez, he went down, took it to the floor, brought it back up, dropped it low.
The screen, July of
He's actually a little too good at that. Like, he's practiced a lot.
2025, minus 37 points on the net favorable scale, according to our latest CNN poll. Get this, that is a 66-point drop. He is now the least popular person that we polled. So
honestly, if you want to be a popular pop culture figure in America, you want to become one, do what Elon Musk did, start a hip new brand. You want to destroy all of that goodwill in a very short amount of times? Inject yourself into American politics. It is a tried and true method to completely fuck all of the goodwill you built up. Because before he really gave his opinion on anything political, lefties loved him and righties didn't really hate him. They're like, oh, that's just that weird autistic guy from South Africa who makes gay looking trucks and shoots off rockets. Like, they didn't. Guys kind of liked Elon Musk because he was the kid who didn't stop playing with micro machines until something came of it. So they kind of like him for that inner child thing. And lefties loved him because he was saving the rainforest by charging electric cars with fossil fuels and mining lithium using borderline slave labor powered by fossil fuels once again. So apparently Elon was immensely popular amongst everyone. Then he goes in to be in politics and he becomes one of the most popular Republican guys out there. All the Republicans think he's cool, but all of the lefties feels like he shoved a knife in their back. Now you have these last few months. Now everybody hates him.
Bottom line is, as I said at the top, geez Louise, you rarely see 66-point drops, but the political scene has been quite unkind.
Well, and the thing is, my opinion of Elon Musk really hasn't changed. I always thought of him as kind of a salesman. I always thought he was like the best pitch man for his brand that there was. I also liked that he was ridiculously reckless. I kind of admired that about the guy, but I was never like, everything Elon does is great. He's amazing. I've always kind of liked him. And I've also taken him with a grain of salt, like you do a lot of good bullshit artist salespeople. I still don't dislike him. If he really, how he can really raise his profile in my book, which I'm sure he's very concerned about, is he could take whatever he knows about all this Epstein stuff, throw it up for us, let us know what's going on.
To the Rocket Man.
Well, Republicans were cheering him on at first. And what are you seeing?
No, liberals were cheering him on at first. Like, before Republicans loved him, liberals loved him.
So now, how has that shifted and changed?
I think the last time we spoke about this, we spoke about the fact that when you mess with
they
Donald
still
Trump,
like him.
You go in the grinder, to quote the great movie Good Burger. And Elon Musk's net favorable rating with the
Give
GOP.
him credit for that.
In March of 2025, look at that, plus 61 points. 2 thumbs up. We come to this side, July of 2025, after announcing that he is going to try and form a third party. 2 thumbs down. Oh, my goodness. A drop of 55 points.
He's still plus 6% favorable. Like, more Republicans like him than don't. But when like 90% of Democrats don't like you, there's not enough Republicans there to make it up.
In the course of just 4 months. I mean, you don't want to mess with Donald Trump. And then finally, Ms. Seidner, I will note, there's all this talk of Elon Musk and a third party. Look,
he's talking about it. He's putting it out there.
He's putting it out there. I'd dare say it's pretty much close to dead on arrival. Look at this favorite third party started by Elon Musk. Look at this, just 25% favorite, 74%, 3/4 of Americans opposed. And remember, Ross Perot started a third party back in 1993, or was going to start.
1993? Thanks for making me feel like the oldest cocksucker in the room, pal. Back in 1993, back when we used to pan for gold in the river Mississippi. Oh, we used to call it the mighty Mississippi back then. Ross Perot. But the difference is Elon Musk was like, we're going to build rockets and really cool cars and it's going to be great. Like, he doesn't really have a direction. He's like I said, he's a bullshit artist. Perot would get up there. He was an oil man and he's like, we need to balance this fucking budget. The budget is bullshit. The national debt is going to enslave us to debts. It's going to enslave us to the people we owe the money to, and God damn it, we got to balance that fucking budget. This is bullshit. Like, he had a message. It was a plain kitchen table issue message for the voters. And by the way, Ross Perot did end up winning. Like, Clinton became president, but then Gingrich comes in, and they have the contract with America in 1994. A lot of that kind of based on Ross Perot's fiscal ideas. Gingrich and Clinton have to work together. They come up with a country that produces $1 trillion surpluses. $100 billion surpluses. And at the heart of that was a lot of the shit that Ross Perot wanted. So Ross Perot's legacy lasted until probably 9/11, whereas Elon Musk, he doesn't really have like an ethos. He doesn't really have a direction that people can grab onto. So I can see why he became less popular over the last couple of months. Sam Show says 2026 will be funny when the GOP realizes they're a bunch of sub-factions with opportunity. That's true. I mean, libertarians aren't Republicans, and they're just kind of grabbing on because it's convenient. Isolationists, deficit hawks, and yeah, the Republicans are kind of like a conglomerate confederacy kind of a thing, whereas the Democrats are more in lockstep. But you know what's funny? Like, the political issues we're talking about right now are like righties versus righties. The Democrats aren't even seen as in the game. Nobody's even talking about them. That's kind of worrisome if you're them. Leah says, I was 7 in 1993. Yeah, I was 6. I turned 7 in December of 93. Satan's Mechanic says, whatever happened to Perot? He died. He died. Sean Lenane says, 15 in 93. $90 blue. Is that like a cadence we're supposed to have before we snap a football? I don't get it. Well, hey, guys, you know what we did get today? The goal. Thank you so much for that. What an awesome show. I appreciate it. Come on back tomorrow morning. We'll do it at 6 a.m. and we'll have ourselves a great time. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your night.